And welcome back to Black Hills Energy Stadium, home of your Spearfish Sasquatch. Independence League Baseball resumes today. Game 1 against the Sockeyes, who are visiting from Sawtooth, went in favor of the visitors. The Sockeyes, despite being out-hit by the Sasquatch, took advantage of errors and free bases. Total of 10 free bases given out by the Sasquatch, 2 via error, the rest via walks or hit by pitch. So really just beating themselves in Game 1, but that's how the sport of baseball is played, and the great teams take advantage of that, and that's exactly what the Sockeyes did. They took advantage. They walked away with a Game 1 victory, a little scary towards the end, as the Spearfish Sasquatch had 2 men on corners with a man up to the plate, tying run up to the plate, gone down striking swinging was Keegan Weston. He went down swinging, and the Sockeyes escaped Game 1 with the win. But a lot of positives came across the board for the Sasquatch in that game. Most importantly, Ryan Bachman and Luis Reyes were phenomenal in the middle of the infield. Absolutely spectacular, both hitting the ball and defensively. Ryan Bachman most notably hitting a shot towards the right center gap that there's even an ounce of wind. It's gone, and it's a 1-run game, but unfortunately no wind at all. Ball did not carry. Talked to Ryan after the game a little bit about that one. Knows that he's hitting the ball well, making contact, just needs to get it to drop, and it'll come eventually. Other than that, this Sasquatch team looks strong. DJ Van Atten got on the board with his first home run of the season. Big confidence booster for the big right-handed bat from Southwestern Nazarene University. Hit .470 this year in D2, has yet to find his groove here in the Independence League, but that home run might be what he needs. We'll have to see if that confidence is going to carry over. Other than that, the pitching was absolutely phenomenal for the Sasquatch. Zach Romans looked phenomenal for the first 3 innings. Fell apart a little bit in the 4th, and that ended up giving the Sockeyes the lead, and they never looked back. Other than that, closing out the game, Colby Gorel, absolutely spectacular on the mound. 3 shutout innings with 3 strikeouts in the 7th, 8th, and 9th to keep the Sasquatch within reach, trying to mount a comeback. Unfortunately, the bats had other options, and the Sockeyes shut the Sasquatch down. Defensively, one big bright spot, both defensively and offensively. Bryson Hoyer in center field, you know him from last year, 3 for 4 with a walk, a double and 2 singles, absolutely spectacular. He has 2 of the extra base hits this Sasquatch team have hit in the last 4 games, and the only other one coming off the bat of DJ Van Atten into left field that went for a home run. We stepped aside to talk to Bryson a little bit about coming back for his 2nd summer in Spearfish and his recent hot streak at the plate. Sean Massa joined by Sasquatch center fielder Bryson Hoyer. Bryson, on behalf of the fan base organization, welcome back to what's your 2nd summer in a Sasquatch uniform. How's it feel to be back? What drew you to Spearfish, all the teams, all the cities, and you decided to come back here to Black Hills Energy Stadium?
You know, it's honestly just the atmosphere that we create. Last year was a very fun summer for me. I enjoyed playing for Coach Jarrett and Coach Anthony. Eric runs the program extremely well, and I enjoyed it here. I was comfortable here and didn't really see myself playing anywhere else.
Yeah, and once you got your chance last summer to take over center field, kind of took off, never looked back. How does it feel that the fans here have your back? You're playing extraordinarily well in center field. Jarrett Hunt has confidence in you. How does that really feel as a player?
I mean, it makes me feel great. You know that no matter what happens, the fan base and the coaches got your back. It makes me go out there and just be myself and be comfortable. That's all I need.
And I was talking to you before, you have 2 of the 3 extra base hits this team has hit in the last 4 games. Is there any kind of different approach you take going up into the right-hand batter's box when you know your bat's hot?
Not really. It just kind of stays the same. Just see ball, hit ball. Try and keep it as simple as I can, whether I'm doing well or not so much.
I like it. See ball, hit ball. It's an interesting one.
Yeah, that's all I do.
You heard it from Bryson. We'll be right back here on Spearfish Sasquatch Live. First pitch at 3:35 for Game 1. Game 2 will start approximately 30 minutes after the conclusion of Game 1. The Sasquatch looking to get back in the win column. That was center fielder Bryson Hoyer talking a little bit about returning to Spearfish. He's excited, and he's picked up right where he left off, playing hot, both in the general spot in the outfield, manning center field, and really controlling the defensive side of the ball for the Sasquatch, as well as at the plate, where he has been one of, if not the best bats, since returning on the road in the series against the Oahe Zap. For the Sockeyes in Game 1 that kept them to the victory, it was all 9 batters getting on base, whether it was via error, hit by pitch, walk, or getting on, and it was Grady Daniels leading the way, 3 for 5 with 3 base hits, 2 singles, and a double. Absolutely spectacular. He finds himself back in the lineup for the Sockeyes. For the Sockeyes team, Everyone getting on base with a big problem for this Sasquatch team, really giving out free bases and beating themselves, and it's going to be a task at hand for the new starting pitcher for the Sasquatch, Kyler Miratello, the freshman from the University of Hawaii, the right-hander getting his first start of the year right here in Game 1 on Spearfish Sasquatch Live. When we come back, the Sasquatch manning the field defensively, and the Sockeyes looking to continue their threat and get another victory here in Game 2 of the series. Game 3 of the series will follow directly after this one, 30 minutes to be exact. Make sure to stay tuned right here on Spearfish Sasquatch Live, or come out to Black Hills Energy Stadium and support the Sasquatch as they try to get back in the win column. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, folks.
I feel so good today. Been lucky. What a lovely day. Woke up on a vibe, y'all. Got a brand new thing. Yeah, it's all going my way. My shoes got sold. Got a strut in my walk now. Got a pocket full of sun. Won't say it won't go down. I'm the winner, I can feel it in the city. Yeah, happy when I'm breathing it in. Roll the dice for the 7, hit 11, hit a 7, hit 11 again. I'm all good. Got a 4-leaf clover. Y'all can knock on wood. It's my lucky day. My lucky day. All right. My lucky day. It is my lucky day. My lucky day. My lucky day. 'Cause I know today's gonna go my way. I can see the sunshine through the rain. It's my lucky day. My lucky day. It's my lucky day. It's my lucky day. No. Oh, I'm all good. No, got a 4-leaf clover.
Game 2, Sasquatch and Sockeyes. I'm Sean Massa, the voice of the Sasquatch for the summer of 2023, reporting here from Black Hills Energy Stadium for Game 2. Game 1 went to the Sockeyes that we covered in the pregame show. Sasquatch out-hit the visiting Sawtooth Sockeyes, but could not come away with a victory, giving out 10 total free bags via error, hit by pitch, or a base on balls. The Sasquatch really beat themselves, and we'll have to see how they recover here in Game 2. Game 2 originally was scheduled for last night, rained out due to the weather. Right now in Spearfish, South Dakota, the weather looking a little iffy. We got to look at the clouds and hope that this Game 1 of the doubleheader can get going. But for now, we have baseball. And for the Sasquatch on the mound for the first time this season, it's going to be Kyler Miratello, the tall right-handed freshman from the University of Hawaii. Have to see what Kyler can bring out to this ballpark. Got to think a lot of confidence in head coach Jarrett Hunt to go to Miratello, his first appearance of the year. So he hasn't really seen him in person yet, throwing the ball competitively. Hasn't recorded an inning for the Sasquatch in the Independence League. And needing a win today to start the doubleheader after recovering from that brutal Game 1 loss right here at Black Hills Energy Stadium back on Tuesday. Got to think it's a lot of trust out of the coaching staff to go to this young arm. We'll see what he brings. For the Sasquatch defensively, not much has changed. A few shuffles around, a few new faces in the lineup, but the core is still there. Behind the plate, played third base on Tuesday, Christian Soto from Alabama A&M. He goes behind the dish today to catch for Kyler Miratello. You go in the infield, going from left to right at third base, Parker Bledgy returns. He replaced Soto towards the end of Game 1, more of a defensive play by head coach Jarrett Hunt to put Bledgy over at the hot corner. At short, Luis Reyes, as always, and at second, Ryan Bachman. That duo has kind of become a staple for this Sasquatch team down the stretch, and we might be saying that a lot this season, as they have both proved, defensively and offensively, they're the guys to be there. At first base, Jack Naylor checks in once again as a Sasquatch first baseman, where he finds himself nearly every game. Sometimes you see DJ Van Atten. He's in right field today. Bryson Hoyer manning center field. Player of the game on Tuesday, 3 for 4 with a walk, 2 singles and a double. And then at left field, the short speedster, Trey Vorwald, manning out in left field. A little more of a veteran presence for the Sasquatch in the outfield. He goes to left. And it brings up the leadoff hitter for the Sockeyes to begin the game. Lane Anderson, playing second base today, came in to replace Malik Harris at third base in the first game. He goes in the leadoff spot here for the Sockeyes. First pitch is low, and he swings through it. Strike one from Miratello to begin the game. A little bit of a quiet atmosphere here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. Game 1 in the middle of the week on a Thursday at 3:35. Hard for people to get out to the ballpark. Thank you for everyone joining in on this beautiful day in Spearfish, South Dakota at Black Hills Energy Stadium to support the Sasquatch. And thank you to everyone back at home who may not be able to be here in person, but supporting this team by watching the games and cheering them on from home. I promise you they can hear you from home, so make sure to get loud and try to help this team propel themselves to a win. 1-1 count is fouled off. An inside pitch jammed him on the interior of the bat. Lane Anderson down 1-2 to start off. Seth Ryberg manning right field today. He stands in the on-deck circle for this Sockeyes team. And we'll have to see. Sometimes you see the top of the order, the guys that get on base, but the Sockeyes, 1 through 9, just last outing, everything went well. That breaking ball slips out of the hand of Miratello, goes high for ball 2. If you look at game 1, top of the order didn't do much. You only got the first 2 spots with Jack Hill and Seth Ryberg. Only 2 times they got on base. Jack Hill's only time was getting on an error by Christian Soto at third, and Seth Ryberg walked on a base on ball. So really not a good outing from the top 2 guys. They're supposed to be the contact guys that get on base, as that 2-2 is fouled away. But if you look at the lineup for the Sockeyes, last game, the 3-4-5, absolutely spectacular. Grant Carey got on 3 times. Ryder Cutlip got on 3 times as well. And then Malik Harris and Lance Anderson combined got on twice. Anderson ended 0 for 2 to end game 1 after replacing Harris, and he finds himself in a 2-2 count. That one up high, ducks out of the way. Count goes full early on. You've seen the emphasis by opposing teams against the Sasquatch to work counts early, try to dig deep into that bullpen. And while the Sasquatch bullpen, pretty confident if you're head coach Jared Hunt, you got some big names in there, some big arms. Anything can happen anytime. Full count pitch is fouled off, and we'll do it again. Another 3-2 pitch. Anderson fighting off early. With an arm as young as Miratello on the mound, you might think it's an emphasis right now for the Sockeyes and head coach Larry Price to dig deep. Try to make them throw you mistakes. Try to make them hang one, maybe just give you a base. Center fielder Bryson Hoyer playing a little bit over to his left, leaving that left center gap kind of open for Lane Anderson, the right-handed batter. Chops that one down the third base line. Bledgie's there, but it's foul. So we'll do a 3-2 count once again. A little interesting to see Hoyer playing to his left and playing towards Van Atten in right field. Vorwald is playing a little bit off the line more than normal, which is odd against a right-handed hitter like Anderson. If he can pull this, he could get extra bases into that left field gap. He can hit all the way to the 330 sign. Full count pitch, part 3. Third time's the charm, and he froze him with a breaking ball. Kyler Miratello starts the day off hot with a strikeout, looking a backwards K to Lane Anderson. Worked the count so well, froze him on a breaking ball, and that's one of the pitches you see. You don't even know what just happened. You're just walking back to the dugout. Guys are asking you, what did you see on that final pitch? And you have no honest answer. You may make up one, but I think everyone knows that you're lying. Seth Ryberg comes to the plate, the left-handed bat, standing way back in the batter's box, back foot nearly out of the box, standing in line with the chalk. First pitch is low, gets away from Soto, and it's ball 1. Christian Soto has only caught 1 time this year, and it was only 3 innings. It was game 3 against the Oahe Zap in Pierre, South Dakota. He caught for the first 3 innings. We got rained out. It was 0-0 before the rain decided that there was not going to be any more baseball played, and just absolutely downpoured on Hyde Stadium in Pierre, South Dakota. 1-0 pitch high. Miratello falls behind 2-0. Speaking of the rain in Pierre, gotta hope this rain misses us here in Spearfish. We're looking over towards the left of Crow's Peak, towards the direction of Deadwood. It's a little dark. Gotta wonder what Mother Nature has in store. Mother Nature has absolutely just defeated the Sasquatch so many times this season. As that one's drilled in the right field, going over in the corners, Van Atten. He's going to try to track it down. He's going to keep Ryberg to a single, takes a good angle to the ball. That's a one-out single from the right fielder, Seth Ryberg, to start things off after the leadoff strikeout from Anderson. A little bit in front of that ball. Might have been expecting a heater. Got a breaking ball, but he pulled it. Van Atten was playing a little bit off the line. Really didn't have a chance no matter what. That thing was pulled well, and it was hooking. Any wind blowing in towards right field, and that ball's in the bullpen at best, and it's a foul ball. He's back to the plate. But he stands on first. Ryder Cutlip in the 3-spot, manning first base, comes up to the plate. Another lefty for this Sockeyes team. Cutlip singled twice in game 1, came around to score in the 4th. He was 2 for 4 with a walk. Only scored once off that single in the 4th. Other than that, was stranded at first base every time. Put the ball on the ground as well every time. Every base hit he had went through the infield on the ground. Runner's going to fake the takeoff. Strike is delivered. Soto was ready to throw. It's an arm. Got to be interested about testing. When you see a third baseman slide over behind the plate, you got to think testing the arm of that's difficult. Usually your third baseman's one of your best arms in the infield, if not the strongest and the most accurate, as they have the farthest throw across diamond to first. So we'll see if the Sockeyes try to test it early on, see what they can do in the later depths of this game. That one upstairs, misses for a 2-1 count. Talked to Christian before the game about his game 1 performance, and he admitted, he said that was one of his worst games ever, and don't expect it to happen again. So we'll have to see what he has in store today. He moves behind the dish. Gotta feel good if your head coach Jared Hunt had that versatility right there. Struggling at third, put a more defensive option in Parker Bledgy in, and give Keegan Weston a break. We probably will see Weston slot in game 2. That breaking ball finds the zone, evens up the count at 2-2. So Miratello doing a great job early on of when he falls behind, fighting right back. He was behind 2-0, delivered a strike, and now delivers another one. 2-2 count, one away. Runner on first is Seth Ryberg with a very comfortable lead almost at the start, or the end of the angled grass there in the infield. Happy feet over there at first. Got to see if he decides to take off. That one inside. Cutlip just misses him. Looked like he almost stepped into it, but we'll get another full count. This will be the 4th full count pitch we've seen this inning from Miratello. Working the count well are these Sockeyes. Got to think that's the perks of having an experienced coaching staff coaching you, is telling them to work counts. They work on the vision. Want to try to make starters not last a while. That one's going to be lifted in the right field. It's going to go past the glove of Ryan Bachman to DJ Van Atten. Ryberg's going to stay at second. It's another single from Ryder Cutlip, his 3rd single in the last 2 games. And now we have runners on first and second. A little bit of trouble for Miratello early on. Has lost control of 2 breaking balls and left them hanging, and the Sockeyes have made him pay with an absolute bullet into the right field corner. And then that one just a bloop single. Ryan Bachman playing more towards the middle, maybe expecting a ground ball, trying to turn 2 with Luis Reyes. It bloops right into shallow right field. Van Atten playing really far back, and that's going to break up the cleanout spot. Grant Carey. Carey in left field last game, had that play down the line where he absolutely gunned Daniel Thiessen trying to extend a single to a double. And now he moves behind the plate, so you got to think kind of the same story as Soto. A big arm behind the plate as that breaking ball just misses at the 1-0 count to Carey. Bachman still playing a little bit over to his right, maybe trying to expect the 2 ball, maybe just there to hold. We'll have to see what he does once Miratello goes into the stretch. Naylor not holding the runner on first. And time's going to be called, so Miratello's going to step off. Runner at second's not going back. He's still maintaining his lead. Bachman's going to hold him. Reyes playing in a normal position with his weight shifted over onto his right leg, so maybe expecting Carey to try to pull this one on the ground towards the gap between him and Bledgy. That breaking ball up high misses once again, so a 2-0 count. Miratello's relying heavily on that breaking ball early on. And that's dangerous as a pitcher. If you can't locate your breaking ball and you're going to rely on it, things can go bad. We've already seen with 2 hanging curveballs that have been paid for with singles, luckily. Sockeyes not really getting on it yet, but got to think if you do it enough, they're going to learn, and you could pay even more. That fastball blows by him for the 2-1 count. Hasn't fallen below a 3-0 count yet, so that's a great 2-0 pitch from Miratello. keep himself in the count. Don't want to fall back 3-0 and really put yourself climbing straight uphill. You're still uphill behind the count 2-1. But it's sounds a lot better and a lot prettier than a 3-0. Bachman's going to back off. Here's the pitch from Miratello. That one upstairs and outside. Soto pops up at the 3-1 count. Rain is starting to drizzle down here in Spearfish, South Dakota. Have to hope it just stays a drizzle. Keep you guys updated if this game is delayed. Have to see what happens. Trying to get 2 games in here today at Black Hills Energy Stadium. We'll see if Mother Nature has other plans. The weather here in South Dakota is so unpredictable. No chance of rain to start the day, and here we are. That one upstairs, and he walked him. Grant Carey takes a free bag to first. Ryberg to third, Cutlip over to second, and it's bases loaded with 1 out. For the man that you do not want up to the plate right now, and Grady Daniels, the designated hitter today, sliding into the 5 spot.
Now batting for the Sockeyes, number 23, designated hitter, Grady Daniels.
Daniels started out hot last game, singling in the first, doubling in the 4th, and singling again in the 5th. Came around to score in both the 4th and the 5th inning. Flew out the center and struck out in his last 2 plate appearances against Colby Gorel. Bringing in a mound visit from head coach Jarrett Hunt to talk to his young arm. Already seeing some action in the bullpen, so a short leash right now for Miratello. Maybe expecting if he can get out of this one that he might be able to go 1 more, but his pitch count definitely getting up there with a lot of these full counts being given out. Looks like Levi Graham warming up in the bullpen now for the Sasquatch. Going to be interesting to hear what's being talked about out there. Gotta think it's just calming Miratello down. Jarrett Hunt has been great at going out to the mound, calming his pitchers down, and then getting a quick out from the arm. I think that's the plan right here as bases loaded, 1 away. Struck out the first batter on a beautiful breaking ball. Froze him looking. Lets up 2 singles to right field. Walks Grant Carey to first. And a little bit of a scary situation now, but you're 1 ground ball away from potentially ending this inning. Mound visit over. Soto returns behind the plate. Infield returns to their positions. Grady Daniels steps into the left-hand batter's box. Same exact stance as Ryberg. Really far back. That back foot almost past the chalk. Naylor playing in over at first. Bledgie's playing a little far back at third. Miratello get the fly ball into left. It's hooking towards foul territory. It's going to go in the bullpen. Vorwald had a chance at it, and you'd have to think that was really shallow. If he can make that catch and that ball stays in, it's a big second out. That Ryberg can't advance from third. We'll have to see. 0-1 count. That was a great pitch on the outside. Grady Daniels was off balance on that one. Might have been expecting him to try to jam him as he did the first 4 batters, really emphasizing that inner third of the strike zone. Right there, goes all the way to the outer third. Gets Daniels a little off balance. 0-1 pitch from Miratello. It's going to be low. Soto's going to keep it in front of him. Runners stay put. Count goes even at 1. And really, I mean, talking to Christian about moving to the catcher spot today, hasn't caught a lot in the past, or in recent memory, but that's what he does back at school ball most of the time. And really, the emphasis for him is just keep baseballs in front of him. Don't give out free bases or don't give up free runs by letting anything get past you. 1-1 pitch from Miratello. That one low again. Daniels thought about it, holds back. Soto keeps it in front of him. They want to check. They will offer. He did not go. Doesn't hurt the check, but right there, didn't even look like the bat broke even the back plane of the plate. A 2-1 count from Miratello to Daniels. Ethan He, the shortstop, stands on deck. Jack Walker, the center fielder, in the 7th spot, in the hole right now if needed. Squatch got off to a hot start in game 1. And the Sockeyes trying to return the favor. Big swing and a miss on the upstairs heater from Grady Daniels. Count goes even at 2s. This would be a big out for Miratello. Even if you don't get a 2-ball here, getting 1 via strikeout especially would be massive. That is Levi Graham warming up in the bullpen, so got to think with the pitch count that Miratello has right now, just trying to maybe get a few innings out of him. Naylor still playing in, feet nearing the grass there in the infield. That one low and inside, and he just missed the corner. Soto did a great job keeping that glove out, but it just missed, and the count goes full. Full count, bases loaded with 1 away to Grady Daniels. potentially can walk in the first run of the ball game here in the top of the first. Or Daniels can rip it to a corner and try to get more than one. That one popped up foul, and we'll do it again. The 7th full count pitch we have seen in this inning. The pitch count for Miratello, I don't have an exact count right now. I wish I was keeping track because it's got to be pretty high right now. We're waiting for the word to relay over to me with the man who actually keeps track of the pitch counts. 29 pitches. This will be pitch number 30 of the first inning from Miratello. That one's going to be popped up towards center field. Hoyer's rushing in. Reyes going back. Reyes tries to make the diving catch. It goes into little territory where nobody is. It's a bloop RBI single for Grady Daniels. 1-0 lead early for the Sockeyes. Bases remain loaded. That's one of those singles. It's just in a spot that no one can get to. Shallow left field. Reyes tried to make a sliding catch. The runner would have definitely scored, as Reyes had to make a very tough throw home from his backside. But nonetheless, can't make the play. It's a bloop RBI single, and Ethan He comes to the plate with bases remaining loaded and still one away. A 1-0 game, 3 hits in the inning for the Sockeyes. He did not play game 1, slides in game 2 to replace Jack Hale, who had a tough day at the plate. Ball one upstairs. Places Jack Hale, who led off last game and played shortstop. Grounded out 3 of his 5 at-bats, reached on an error, and came around to score in the 6th. So head coach Larry Price decides to go with Ethan He, a different option at shortstop. That's the best part about summer ball, in my opinion at least. You have a whole new roster of players you haven't really seen, so you really have no attachment to a lot. That one lifted in the left center gap. It's going to drop, and it's going to score 2. 1 run comes home. A second will. They'll hold the runner at third. The relay throw to Reyes. It's a 2 RBI double for Ethan Hay. And they'll go to home. Soto tag. He is out. They tried to extend it. It got away from Reyes and Bachman. It went in the foul territory. Pledgey went back, really to throw to Soto. They tried to gamble, and a second out as he advances to third on his double. But an interesting choice in the first inning to try to extend it to a 4-0 lead fails. Nonetheless, 3-0 lead, the exact same lead the Sasquatch had early on in game 1 that they ended up losing later in the game. We'll see if the Sockeyes can make it more. Stepping in is Jack Walker, the center fielder. 2 away, he comes up to the plate, so now 1 ground ball away from getting out of the first inning. That has not gone the way that anyone has wanted it to. Good breaking ball by Miratello. When that breaking ball is on, he's locating it well. No one's been able to hit it. It's just been when he hangs it, just has not gone well. I think it's a team like the Sockeyes who's been hitting so well. 4 players north of a 1,000 OPS coming into the series. Not something you can do. That one in the dirt. Soto keeps in front. Runner stays at third. Walker did not play in game 1, so another new face for the Sockeyes. Center field in game 1 was manned by Jack Ryan and Kason O'Neill, who came in to relieve him to start the 7th inning. It's the 3rd center fielder that we've seen for the Sockeyes here in this series. That one low again, gets by Soto, and that's going to score a run. It's 4-0 Sockeyes. That one going to be recorded as a wild pitch in the dirt on Soto. Just got away from him, went to the backstop. Miratello didn't even come to the plate to try. He had no chance to get Ethan Hay, the speedy shortstop over there at third. And now the bases are empty and a 2-1 count for Jack Walker. Four runs have come across on 4 hits. A wild pitch just scored Ethan Hay for the 4th run of the game. That one, a swing and a miss, evens it up at 2 due to Jack Walker. 7th batter of the inning. 4 runs have come across. We'll see what head coach Jared Hunt does if Miratello can get out of this. Might turn to Graham right away. We haven't seen Levi Graham since game 2 against the Big Sticks, where he competed well and gave the Sasquatch a chance to win. That one fouled off. We'll do it again. 2-2 with 2 away. Graham against the Big Sticks competed well. Didn't have the best outing, but didn't have the worst outing either. Talked to him a little bit about it as the days have gone on between that outing and today, and he knows he competed. He went 3 2/3 innings. Doesn't have the best ERA at this given moment. But against an offense like the Big Six early on, defense wasn't really helping him out. Guys were just getting to know each other. Checks his swing, they offer to first. First place says he did not go. Miratello thought he went. He started walking back to the dugout. For sure thought it was going to get called, but no, he held up, and it's another full count pitch, number 8 of the inning. Miratello has thrown nearly 3 innings worth of pitches just in this inning alone. It has been a tough start for the right-hander. Here's the full count pitch. Fouled off, number 9 of the inning will come up. Walker fighting off everything on deck. Kyler Saunders, the third baseman, and Carter Walsh, the 9-hole hitter, standing in the hole right now. 3 batters away from batting around. Here's the full count pitch. Once again, that one's lifted into left center. Hoyer's going to veer over. He'll make the catch, can of corn, and we will end the top of the first. 4 hits, 4 runs, a wild pitch, scores the 4th run, and the Sockeyes get off to an early lead. 1-0 after the top half of the first. 4-0, excuse me, after the top half of the first. We go bottom half. Sasquatch bats due up, trying to chip away at the lead. They've given up early. Bryson Hoyer, Ryan Bachman, Luis Reyes due up when we come back.
Jet Rogers at Peak Family Chiropractic and Sports Performance.
We all take different paths in life. That's why we utilize multiple different treatments here at Peak. Our main treatment is our high-level chiropractic adjustment, but we also emphasize the use of cupping, scraping, vibration massage, trigger point therapy, and active care to promote movement, strength, mobility, and most of all, pain relief. Why travel to multiple locations when you can have total wellness under one roof? Stop in today and let's get you to your peak.
Bottom half of the first inning, the Sasquatch going to step into the batter's box for the first time this game. Early deficit, a 4-0 lead by the Sockeyes in the top of the first. They got 4 runs on 4 hits and a wild pitch to score the 4th. Look at defense for the Sockeyes. Behind the plate, it's Grant Carey. Pitching for the Sockeyes, most importantly, it's Nate Galusha on the year, a 6.75 ERA, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk from Northwest Nazarene. He steps up to face Bryson Hoyer. Hoyer, a monster game in game 1, looking to keep it going in the leadoff spot, takes the first pitch low. Look at the infield once again. Kyler Saunders going at third base. At short, Ethan He. At second base, Lane Anderson. And rounding out the infield at first base is Ryder Cutlip. 1-0 pitch grounded over to third. Makes the play over to third, Saunders. The cross diamond throw in the dirt, but picked by Cutlip for the first out. 2 pitches and 1 out for the Sockeyes. Ryan Bachman comes to the plate. Look at the outfield for the Sockeyes. In right field, it's Seth Ryberg. In left field, Carter Walsh. And manning the middle of the outfield, Jack Walker flew out to center to end that monstrous top of the first. Ryan Bachman comes to the plate now. 1 for 4 last game with a walk. Singleton scored in the first inning on the first pitch. He saw that one outside. Carey behind the plate. Lunges over into the left-hand batter's box, keeps it in front of him. It's a 1-0 count early on to the Sasquatch second baseman. Galusha, stats tell you he's more of a contact pitcher. We saw it right away. Bachman lifts that one into left field. Line drive single for Ryan Bachman with 1 away. Singled in the first inning last game. Singles in the first inning this game. For Ryan, it's all a matter of finding his groove, and he'll take off. He gets another single, and Luis Reyes comes to the plate. Reyes has been phenomenal at the shortstop position, both defensively and offensively. Got on base 3 times last game, 2 singles and a hit by pitch in the third. Came around to score in the first when he singled. He's been phenomenally defensively. That ball's hit over to short. You know it's going to go well. That one in the dirt and low. Ball 1 from Galusha. Miratello didn't have the best top half of the first. Gotta think for the Sasquatch, get in the head of Galusha and try to replicate the top of the first the Sockeyes had. That one low in the dirt. Carey keeps it in front of him. Nate Galusha trying to settle in. He has a ground ball opportunity. Bachman, a very conservative lead over there at first. The middle of the infield playing a little bit close. Reyes checks his swing in the dirt, gets up 3-0. Got to think down 4 early on in this one. Now you got to play catch up. Got to think the bat doesn't leave the shoulder here. Normally you might say green light to one of your best hitters, if not your best, but a moment like that, he thought about it, checked his swing. It's a 3-1. Galusha, redshirt freshman from Fallon, Nevada, 5'11", $160. As Reyes chops that one over to third. There's a chance for 2. Saunders to Anderson. It was backhanded. He goes over to first. It's a 5-4-3 double play to end the bottom of the first inning. Sasquatch get Ryan Bachman with a single. Ground into a double play to end it. After 1, it's a 4-0 lead for the visiting Sockeyes. We'll be back. Second inning action right here on Spearfish Sasquatch Live.
Shout out to the world so they know my sweet baby loves me so. She got me going, yeah, she turns me on. And she loves me, yeah, she loves me, and it blows my mind.
Hey, nice play.
Yeah, it blows my mind. She's my lover.
After 1, it's a 4-0 game in favor of the visiting Sawtooth Sockeyes in the Independence League Baseball Game 2, Game 1 of the doubleheader for the Sasquatch. Levi Graham comes out of the bullpen. 1 inning for Kyler Miratello, and that's all she wrote for his night. A rough outing in the top half of the first. 2 bloop singles that absolutely destroyed any momentum he could have had. And that ends his night. Levi Graham comes out of the bullpen. Haven't seen him since Game 2 against the Badland Big Sticks in Dickinson to start the year. He went 3 2/3 innings, struck out 2, walked 1. Did not have the best outing in 9.82 ERA coming into today, but he competed every pitch against an offense like that. Locates low again, and it's a 1-1 count. Cloud looking a little scary overtaking this ballpark. Have to see what happens. I mean, the weather here in Spearfish, South Dakota is really hit or miss, as I've learned in my short time here. That one's low. It's a 2-1 count. Kyler Saunders, the third baseman in the 8 spot, leading off Carter Walsh, the 9-hole hitter, standing on deck. In the top of the order, Lane Anderson, standing in the hole. He will be due up for the second time today here in the second inning. 2-1 count, misses outside the left-hand batter's box. It's a 3-1. Pitching was spectacular against Yoang Hey Zap. Since then, it hasn't really been the same. Colby Garrell was phenomenal on the bullpen yesterday, but other than that, Sasquatch had struggles trying to find consistent pitching. Jammed him inside, checks his swing. They want to offer to first. He's jogging down to first base already. Field umpire John Whitcraft says no. The umpires today behind the plate, Jeremy Mergel for the first game, and in the field, we just talked about him, John Whitcraft. He's in the field, and they will switch for game 2. For game 1, those are their positions. Home plate, Jeremy Mergel. Field umpire, John Whitcraft. Runner on first, Sanders walks. Carter Walsh comes to the plate. Takes strike 1, got to think out of your 9-hole hitter. You have such a lead. You would normally try to see maybe a bunt to try to get him in scoring position with only 1 away. But you're winning 4-0. Small ball doesn't really need to be played as much as you would think. With the lead, it's more risk-taking. That one going to be hit out to right. It's another bloop single for the Sockeyes. They're going to send Saunders around to third. The throw from Van Adden's cut off by Reyes. It's a pickle over at first base. Reyes fakes the throw, goes to first. Naylor goes back. The runner's going to take off from home. The throw to Soto. They gunned him! Defensive excellence from the Sasquatch. Luis Reyes faked the throw about 4 times, gives it to Naylor. The runner takes off. Naylor goes to Soto, gunned him by a mile. And that's the defense we talked about in the pregame show for game 1 right there. It's a single from Carter Walsh. He advances to second as Naylor elected to go home and gunned Sanders.
Number 3, Lance Anderson.
Absolutely beautiful defense from the Squatch. It brings up the top of the order. Lane Anderson, 1 away, runner in scoring position. Struck out looking to lead off the game against Miratello. That one in the dirt. Soto keeps it in front of him. So Walsh stands on second directly after getting a single. The 3rd bloop single this Sockeyes team has gotten today. Sometimes better be good than lucky. 1-0 count from Graham to Anderson. Hits that one high in the other right field. Van Atten going over to his left. He's going to make the catch on the run. They're going to tag the runner over from second. He'll go to third. Throw will be cut off by Bachman. It's a runner on third base after the fly out to Van Atten. 2 away. Seth Ryberg, the right fielder, singled and came around to score the first run of the game. Right now, the winning run was scored by Seth Ryberg. In the top of the first, he comes up. He had that bloop single to lead off. Or no, excuse me, he had the line drive single in the right field. The bloop single was by Ryder Cutlip, stands on deck. Got a hanging breaking ball in his last at bat. Got to see what he gets here from Graham. Might just throw him fastballs. That one in the dirt. Ball 1. 90 feet away is Carter Walsh. He represents the 5th run of the ball game. Looked like it might be 5-0 already with Reyes running down the runner, standing between first and second. Sasquatch, they're trying to catch a Sasquatch lacking a little bit. Get the runner to come home easily. Maybe clear the bases, but get a run. But Jack Naylor a heads-up play. Luis Reyes a heads-up play. And it's a 1-1 count as Graham locates the second pitch of the at-bat. That one drilled and turned on, but foul. It's a 1-2 count. 2 away, Levi Graham trying to get out of the inning. Sasquatch trying to get out of the inning without a run after that 4-run top of the first by the Sockeyes. Gotta think this would be a big momentum booster for the Bats to go back in the dugout with a goose egg in top 2. That one hit over to second in the ground. Bachman gonna try to make the play. He does. Spinning to Naylor. Can't pick it in time. A run will score, and it's an RBI single for Seth Ryberg, excuse me. That is a tough play for Ryan Bachman to try to make. Going over to his left on the run, had to try to spin a little bit. The throw just off target in the dirt. 2-hop to Naylor. But that is a play not many people can make, and if Ryan Bachman would have done that, even though the crowd here at Black Hills Energy Stadium for Game 1, first pitch was at 3:35 on a Thursday afternoon, so the crowd isn't that hefty and loud. I think they would have been loud there. Line drive into right field. Van Atten comes in, can't make the catch. It 1-hops to him. It's another single on the first pitch by Ryder Cutlip, his second single of the night. He is 2 for 2 in the bottom or in the top half of the second inning. Picking up right where he left off in game 1, Grant Carey comes up to the plate. This 2-3-4 spot for the Sockeyes offense has been spectacular in the first inning. 2 singles and a walk, and all of them came around to score. Now, here in the second inning, 2 singles. We'll have to see if Grant Carey can repeat history and walk, or if Graham can get out of it. Runners on first and second. Bachman holding Ryberg over at second base. He backs away. Here's the pitch from Graham. That one right down the pipe. Carey left it off. It's strike 1 from Graham. It's those bloop singles and those weak contact singles right now that are messing up all mojo for the Sasquatch. Thought they were going to get out of this inning unscathed and get a 0 on the board. They get that weak single over to Ryan Bachman. He can't make the play on the run. Graham gets ahead 0-2 with that fastball. Throwing this team anything off speed has not been a recipe for success. You got to think maybe you might see Julio Romero walking over to the bullpen right now. Got to wonder if he's going to warm up. A pitcher that throws and relies a little bit more on the fastball. You got to think maybe go to him in this spot. That one low and outside misses for ball 1. Count goes 1-2 with 2 away. 5-0 lead, 7 hits through 1 2/3 innings for the Sockeyes. That one drilled left field. If it's fair, it might be gone. Going to the corner and goodbye. 3-run home run from Grant Carey. It's an 8-0 lead here in the top of the second inning. The Sockeyes have blown this one open early. An absolute moonshot from Grant Carey in the 2-3-4 spot of the lineup for the Sockeyes continues to impress. Among them, through 6 at-bats in 2 innings, 6 for 6. 6 runs. This might be the most deadly 3-man spot in any lineup in the Independence League from what they've shown us here in Spearfish in these first 2 games of the 3-game series. Grady Daniels comes to the plate, the DH. Singled and came around to score back in the first. 2 away, bases are empty after that moonshot from Grant Carey, the catcher. And speaking of Grant Carey, he has been impressive. We're getting a pinch hitter, for Grady Daniels. His night is done after 1 inning, it appears. It's going to be Kason O'Neill. Came in as a substitution in the 7th in game 1. Went 1 for 2 with a double. He comes up to the plate now. Sockeyes team makes some interesting time substitutions. Maybe it's trying to get everyone at bats early on in the season. They've only played 4 games. This is number 5 in Independence League play. Big swing and a miss at that heater inside from Graham. Count goes 1-1. It is Julio Romero warming up in the bullpen right now for the Sasquatch. And really any outs at this point will do for a team that has not had luck on their side. Ground ball up the middle. Reyes makes the diving play, knocks it down, but can't make the throw over in time. It's going to be a single for Kason O'Neill off the bench. Ethan He steps up to the plate. Hit upon hit upon hit. When does it stop? That is the 9th base hit, and we're not even through 2 innings here in Spearfish, South Dakota. This Sockeyes team is absolutely putting the hurt on the Sasquatch. A team that all the momentum in the world after winning 2 of 2 in Oahe in Game 3 being rained out. But an excellent pitching performance to start out Game 3 from Nick Esparza. Looked at the Sasquatch, we're going to walk away with a sweep. Rain had other thoughts. He fouls off the first pitch, goes 0-1. Kason O'Neill on first right now. He is really not taking a big lead by me at this point. If you're the Sockeyes, can't really do anything up here in the booth, especially for me, except tip my cap. It's been an absolute display. 0-1 pitch in the dirt, gets through the legs of Soto. He can't locate it, and O'Neill goes to second. He advances this to scoring position on a pass ball. And now the 1-1 count, and a hit in the outfield might score the 9th run of the game here in the second inning. It's apparent to say double digits it's going to be needed today for the Sasquatch to win this one. So the offense is going to have to return to the form we saw in Oahe, where not only getting hits, just getting guys in scoring position, taking advantage, and getting stolen bases. That one low and inside. Home plate umpire Jeremy Merger will say it missed. It's a 2-1 count. It has not been the inning. And Levi Graham, it has not been what he envisioned coming out of the bullpen. And it's definitely not what head coach Jared Hunt envisioned when he made the lineup card this morning. 2-1 count, 2 away. That one going to be grounded over to Bledgy at third. It's foul. Twos are wild here in South Dakota. 2-2 count with 2 away. Runner on second. O'Neill's got a little bit of speed over there at second base. So if this one can be another bloop single, as we've seen the Sockeyes get 4 of this game, gotta think it's going to be a 9-0 lead. 9 hits to 1 so far in this one. 8-0 is the score. No errors from either side, so it's just been pure offense by both teams. That one going to be hit weakly over to Reyes. He'll make the play. Cross diamond throw ends the top of the second. 4 more runs go across. 8-0 is the lead going to the bottom half of 2. Spearfish trying to come back in this one early on. The Sockeyes putting the hurt on the Spearfish Sasquatch. We'll be right back right here on Sasquatch Live.
New games every month at the Lodge. We are constantly updating our gaming floor with the latest fun games to keep our guests entertained with new games every month. For the freshest selection of slot machines in town, make the Lodge at Deadwood your gaming destination. The locals' choice for gaming excitement with the newest games is the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort.
Bottom of the second inning here at Black Hills Energy Stadium, set to get away. It has not been ideal right now. It is 8-0 Sawtooth. They are absolutely putting the hurt on the Sasquatch. Jack Naylor steps up to the plate. He fouls off the first pitch. Had a little bit of life in the bottom half of the first. Bachman got on with a 1-out single. But Luis Reyes grounding into a 5-4-3 double play ended that threat early. As for Naylor, in game 1, singled to start out the game, walked and was hit. 1 for 3, got on 3 times, and it's an 0-2 count early on as he fouls off that pitch. Defensive substitutions remain at none as Kason O'Neill came in for Grady Daniels, designated hitter. 0-2 count to Naylor. That one low, missed. Carey for sure thought it was a strikeout and was going to throw it around. He pops up, caught by surprise right there with the call to make it a 1-2 count. Gives it back to Galusha. Naylor, line drive to center field, moving over and making the catch is Walker. The wind hooked it and Walker read it perfectly. Makes the catch for the first out. Naylor flies out to center field. DJ Van Atten comes to the plate in the 5 spot, playing right field today. Homered in game 1, a solo shot in the deep left field. His first of the season maybe can be the turning point for him at the plate. Wind picking up here in Spearfish. As Van Atten chops that one over to third, it stays fair. Saunders makes the play. Cross diamond throw is low. Cutlip scoops it out of the dirt. Quickly 2 away here in the bottom half of the second. And Trey Vorwall comes to the plate. This Sockeyes team is impressive. Showed up, had a pretty long batting practice, didn't get their lineup until late up here in the media box. Had a team meeting over in the bullpen with head coach Larry Price for, I want to say, 15 minutes. They're over there talking about something. And boy, oh boy, whatever was said, you might want to say that every game, coach. But it's 8-0 after 2, and your offense has been spectacular, and Galusha has been great. DJ Van Atten goes back to the plate. They call it foul. He goes over to third again. Foul again. So there's only one away in this inning, as last minute it looked like it went fair, but I think they're going to say it bounced off his foot or off the bag and went down the third base line, because Vorwald went back to the on-deck circle and Van Atten walked back to the plate. Nonetheless, 0-2, a little bit of confusion, but 1 out, 0-2 to DJ Van Atten. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball. He got him swinging on that one. An absolute beautiful pitch from the Sockeyes pitcher, Nate Galusha. He strikes out swinging.
Now back by popular demand, number 3, left fielder, Trey Vorwald.
And Trey Vorwald will officially step into the box this time. He stepped in after Van Atten grounded to third, and we all thought it was a ground out. He ended up going back to the on-deck circle, and he's finally here. That one low and in the dirt. Ball 1 to the speedster left fielder. On deck if needed. Chaz Crook playing DH today. Pinch hit in the 9th for Daniel Thiessen in a comeback bid by the Sasquatch. Walked on a full count. A beautiful display of vision. A pitch that barely missed. He took his base to first and gave the Squatch a chance with a tying run at the plate. 2-0 count to Vorwald early on from Galusha. Line drive. Bouncer passed. He over at short. Vorwald got a single. Hard off the bat, one hopped past the glove of He, had no chance at it. And it's another single for the Sasquatch. It's been the story of everything. That is hit number 33 in what would be the last 5 games at the conclusion of this one. And only 3 of them have gone for extra bases. So it's been single after single after single after single for the Sasquatch team. Vorwald gets another one. Yancey lead. He's going to take off. He goes back. They go over. Carries the throw in the dirt. Chaz Crook up to the plate now for the Sasquatch, a designated hitter. As we were talking about, came in the 9th in game 1 in a pinch hit spot with 2 away. A big full count walk. Vorwald, they check him. Tag not in time. Yancey over there at first. He's got 5 stolen bases on the year. Gotta think he might go again. This guy, he's fast. He's got a great jump over there at first. A little bit of a conservative lead after being checked twice, once by the catcher, once by the pitcher. They get him in a pickle. He takes off at the pickle at first. Vorwald going back to first, running him down. They're going to make the tag, diving over, and he makes the tag as Ethan He. They get Vorwald in the pickle, and his single leads to nothing. After 2, it's 8-0 Sasquatch trail. 9-2 are the hits, 8-0 is the score here at Black Hills Energy Stadium.
Knee replacement? With the area's only ROSA robot, Monument Health offers a more personalized and precise procedure, customized for your anatomy. Get going with Monument Health, your partner for advanced orthopedic care.
After 2, it has not gone Spearfish's way. It's 8-0. New pitcher, the third arm for the Sasquatch, onto the mound. It's Julio Romero. We haven't seen Julio since Game 3 against the Big Sticks in Dickinson. Looked great in the first 3 innings, went out for 4, and did exactly what Zach Romans did yesterday. Walked the bases loaded, was pulled, and those runs came across the score. Leadoff hitter is Jack Walker, the center fielder. Flew out to center field to end the first inning and was on deck and ready to go in the second. But Ethan He ground out to Luis Reyes. And he's hit. Romero hits Jack Walker, and he'll take his free base to start the inning. Could we be looking at another offensive display of an inning from this team? It has already been crazy. 9 hits.
Now batting for the Sockeyes, number 25.
11 base runners. Number 12 is on first. The 12th base runner of the game, not even through 2 1/3 inning. Romero, not known for his control, but I mean, you're down early on like this. You gotta do something if you're the Sasquatch. Right now, you're on pace to use 9 pitchers of your 16. Breaking ball misses to the 8-spot hitter, Kyler Saunders. It's interesting with the Sockeyes team is you always miss it. You never know who's up to the plate because so many substitutions happen at random times when you're not expecting it. The wind howling here in Spearfish, South Dakota now. And that ball's lifted into the right center gap. Hoyer steps in. He'll make the catch, reads it off the wind, and there's one away. Kyler Saunders flies out to center field. Carter Walsh steps up to the plate, the left fielder. Wind howling here in Spearfish, blowing in towards right field. It's going to be pretty hard once again if you're Grant Carey and you want to hit another home run to left field. Makes it impressive because the wind was starting to pick up right around the time he went up to the plate. One away, runner on first. Carter Walsh singled in the second, came around to score. A lot of wind. Not what we want. That one in the dirt. Soto gets it. It's a 1-0 count early. If you're the Sasquatch right now, you got to be relaying the message of, guys, let's chip away at this one. You're not going to get all 8 at once. Very rarely. They check the runner over at first, slides back safely. Wind moving at around 9 miles an hour with gusts up to 20, so that is exactly what we're feeling up here in the press box. That one low. Christian Soto threatens to check the runner at first. He does not. It's a 2-0 count. Wind blowing in means we might see a little bit less offense, but a little more, maybe some more bloop singles. And I don't think the Sockeyes are going to complain about those bloop singles. They've gotten the benefit of the doubt on. 2-0 count. That one line drive through the legs of Romero into center field. They're going to send the runner around from second. He takes 3 strides, goes back as Hoyer would have gunned him. Jack Walker advances to second. Carter Walsh, a hard single up the middle. And he's on base in the top of the order for the 3rd time today. In the 3rd inning, it's Lance Anderson. Lance Anderson.
Now batting for the Sockeyes, second baseman.
Apologies to everyone at home, family of Lance Anderson. That is my fault. Lance Anderson comes to the plate. One away. Runner in scoring position at second. The 10th run of the game at first for the Sockeyes. We're in the top of the 3rd. Breaking ball from Romero. Freezes him, starts in. Goes out to the heart of the plate. Gets strike 1. Really wish we had exit velocity, something like that here in Spearfish, South Dakota, because Carter Walsh absolutely nailed that ball up the middle. Romero had absolutely no chance of getting to it, and Bachman and Reyes just no shot of closing in on that one. Outside misses on the breaking ball. Count goes even at 1-1. Sometimes you see this grass in the infield here at Black Hills Energy Stadium kill ground balls, as we saw in the ground out by Ethan He to Luis Reyes to end the 2nd inning. Grass killed it. When a ball is moving that quickly, there's only so much the grass can do to help you out. You need the grass to dry out here in Spearfish, South Dakota. It's making for some pretty uneventful ground balls. That one misses, gets between the legs of Soto. He gets to it in time. Runners stay put. 2-1 count. Now to Lance Anderson, struck out looking to begin the game in the first inning. Flew out to right field in the second. Advanced the runner with his fly out, and that run ended up scoring. Two-one count. Runners on first and second. Romero just looking for a ground ball, try to get out of the inning. That one in the dirt. Soto keeps in front of him once again. Count goes 3-1. For the most part, Christian Soto doing a great job behind the plate, trying not to allow anything to get past him. One did get by him earlier on in the game in the second, a pass ball. Allowed a runner to advance. But other than that, has been spectacular. A wild pitch in the first allowed Ethan He to score off his double that broke open the game and made it 3-0. He represented the fourth run in the first. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Low and inside, and he painted the corner, a beautiful spot from Julio Romero. And one pitch away from getting the big, crucial second out, or maybe getting a ground ball to end this one. Just got word the exit velo on Carter Walsh's single is 84 miles an hour. And off the end of a wood bat. As a pitcher, that one can be moving. That one jammed him, chopped down the first base line, and foul. We'll get another full count pitch. Number 11 of the game. Only for Sockeye bats, we've had 11 full count pitches. Sun peeking out over the mountains. A lefty arm getting loose in the Sockeye bullpen. Maybe treating game one as a little bit of by committee on the mound. That one fouled off. Number 12, the full count pitch, number 12 of the game, will be delivered by Julio Romero shortly. A 7-inning game one and a 7-inning game two. So already almost halfway through this one, entering the third inning. And this Sockeye team has just offensively been on one. We'll do it again. Can the third time be the charm for Julio Romero on the full count? Fouled off again. We did it 3 times. Why not do it 4? Fighting every single pitch is Lance Anderson. Struck out looking on a full count in the first. I don't think he wants to do it again. He watched the breaking ball freeze him on the outer third. Back in the first. Romero's trying to jam him twice. We'll see what he does here. Runners take off. Swing and a miss. The runners will advance. But Lance Anderson goes down swinging. But now there's runners on second and third. Walsh goes to second. Walker goes to third on a double steal.
For the Sockeyes, right fielder, Seth Ryberg.
Second strikeout of the game for Lance Anderson. Seth Ryberg comes to the plate. Singled twice. This is the part of the lineup that is dangerous. Ryberg has singled and scored twice. The guy on deck, Ryder Cutlip, has singled and scored twice. And the guy in the hole, Grant Carey, is 1 for 1 with a home run. Scored twice as he walked in the first. A big task for Romero here. A bat that's scorching hot early on in this one. Gets strike one early. And a strike one so important to a hitter. The caliber of Seth Ryberg, who has just been spectacular all season, and this game especially. His third at-bat here in the third inning of this game one of the doubleheader. 7-inning game one. Game two, if you're at home and you want to join us for game two here at Black Hills Energy Stadium, 30 minutes after the conclusion of this game. Strike two outside. He painted the outer third. And it's an 0-2 count with 2 away. One pitch from retiring Seth Ryberg for potentially the first time tonight. Bachman playing really far over to his right, maybe expecting another pulled single by Ryberg. He singled twice, and both times that's been to the right side of the infield. That one inside and low, gets away from Soto. He slides, throw to Romero, off the glove, and a run will score. Didn't have him anyways. He was going to be safe no matter what. Jack Walker comes across to score on a wild pitch. And it's 9-0 Sockeyes. Not only is this unfortunate score for game one, but just to ruin the momentum and any kind of energy you have in the dugout heading into game two. You got to try to get some runs, even if you're not going to come back from a 9-run deficit in this one if you have 12 outs remaining already. Got to try to get at least some offensive momentum going into game two. That one lifted to center field. Hoyer coming in and Mike dropping it. A bloop single RBI for Seth Ryberg, his third single today, and he's on base. 3 singles for Ryberg. Walsh scores. And it's 10-0. Double digits in the third inning for the Sockeyes offense. It has been absolutely absurd. And that's going to bring up the 3-spot Ryder Cutlip. He comes to the plate, singled twice in this one, came around to score in both of his appearances. Takes ball one in the outside lower corner. He's part of this 2-3-4 spot in the Sockeye lineup. And I'm going to go on a limb. I'm going to take it. I'm going to say it's the best 2-3-4 in the Independence League. 2-step lead over at first for Ryberg. Outside, Soto jumps up, grabs it, and it's a 2-0 count. Romero struggling to find the zone on Ryder Cutlip. On deck, Grant Carey, last at bat. That moonshot 3-run home run to left field. Not someone you want to put on with 2 men on again. Be pretty scary, begin a little bit of deja vu potentially here in the press box. That one low, and it gets the zone. 2-1 count. Home plate umpire Jeremy Mergel has been calling that lower third a little lenient all night. Romero paints it perfectly on the 2-0 to try to get back. It's a 2-1 count with 2 away. Another half-step lead by Ryberg. 2.5 step, almost at the end of the grass. Checks his swing on the upstairs pitch. They offer. He did not. Field umpire John Whitcraft has not called one yet from the field. They've offered 4 total times. They have not called one. 3-1 is the count. 1 pitch away from putting 2 men on base for Grant Carey once again. Upstairs, he walked him. Ryberg goes to second. Cutlip reaches for the 3rd time today, 2 for 2 with the walk. And that brings up the number 4 spot, the cleanup, the catcher, Grant Carey. 1 for 1 with a home run, 2 runs scored, 3 RBIs. Walked in the first, and now he comes to the plate. The exact same situation as his last home run was Cutlip on first and Ryberg on second. And Carey has a chance to potentially do it again. We'll see if Romero pitches him a little bit lenient. But on deck, Cason O'Neill, he singled in his first at-bat. Breaking ball started in, missed low. 1-0 count. No benefit of the doubt from home plate umpire Jeremy Mergel right here for the Sasquatch. Down early, 10-0. More action going on in the bullpen. It appears to be Gage Crott, the utility player for the Sasquatch from Belfouche, South Dakota, warming up in the bullpen. Expect to see him in the 4th. Breaking ball finds the zone, evens up the count at 1-1. Expect to see Julio Romero try to finish this one out. One count with 2 away. If Crott were to check in the 4th, it'd be the 4th pitcher through 4 innings in this game 1. And despite having 16 arms on your roster, all these pitchers' pitch counts are going up to at least they're going to need at least a day of rest, and you're scheduled for a game against the Nebraska Prospects tomorrow. That one ground over to 3rd. Pledgey makes the play off a hop, tags the bag. That will end the inning. The Sockeyes strand 2 runners on, but add 2 more. We go bottom 3. It's 10-0. 11 hits, 10 runs through 3 innings for the Sockeyes. We'll be right back on Spearfish Sasquatch Live. Bottom three, Sasquatch in a bit of a hole here at Black Hills Energy Stadium, trailing 10-0. Chaz Crook comes to the plate to face the same pitcher for the Sockeyes. Nate Galusha has been spectacular. 2 hits on the night, a single to Ryan Bachman. Next batter grounded to an inning-ending 5-4-3 double play as that breaking ball misses upstairs. And a single to Trey Vorwald, and he was picked off to end the second. Chaz Crook DHing today for the Sasquatch. Haven't seen him in the lineup in a minute. Last time we saw him, of course, was 2 days ago. Pinch hitting in the 9th, walked, got on first, and represented a crucial run if he could have came across a score. The game ended on the very next batter on a strikeout swinging. That one low, picked out of the dirt. It's 2-1, excuse me. Grant Carey grounded out to Parker Bledgy to end the inning in the top half. Crook flies up in the infield. Carey takes one step back towards the backstop, and he makes the catch for the first out. Weak contact at the fly out to the catcher. Christian Soto, the catcher, coming up to the plate. 0 for 4 with an error. In game 1, was pulled and replaced by Parker Bledgy, but he checks back in the lineup a little bit lower in the order than normal, but he's behind the dish. Galusha has been spectacular on the mound. Contact pitcher, and he's shown. Breaking ball right there for strike 1. Only has 1 strikeout on the day. Struck out DJ Van Atten for the second out in the second inning. Other than that, not much. Rain coming down here in Spearfish, South Dakota now. Lightly. Nothing scary yet, but light rain. Rain jackets, umbrellas, everything coming out here in the stands. People going under the cover on the first base side by the Sasquatch dugout. That one going to be drilled over the first, and a beautiful glove by Cutlip. He tags the bag and robs Christian Soto potentially 2 bases on a ground ball down the first base line. The offense has been unreal, and there's a great defensive play once again by this Sockeyes team. Christian Soto robbed of a base hit by Ryder Cutlip.
Batting now for the Sasquatch, the third baseman.
9-hole Parker Bledgy coming up to the plate. 2 away here in the bottom of the third. This offense has been able to muster nothing against Nate Galusha. And Bledgy flies into right field. It's veering foul, and it will be 0-1. Bledgy not really known for his offensive prowess. Really showing as he slots into the 9 spot. Really a defensive guy at third in the hot corner for head coach Jarrett Hunt. It hasn't really mattered with the contact that has been given up today and the amount of runs. Up high, and he missed. It's a 1-1 count to Parker Bledgy. Ground ball up the middle, off the leg of Galusha, and the third hit of the night comes to the 9 spot hitter, Parker Bledgy. Another 2-out single for the Sasquatch. He stands on first, top of the order. Bryson Hoyer comes up to the plate. Grounded out the third to start the game. He comes up with his second plate appearance. It's a light drizzle right now. Wind still blowing in from left field. So blowing the wind into the face of us in the press box right now. Not very fun. And definitely not what we want with electronics. Just a recipe for disaster here in Spearfish, South Dakota. We'll have to see if we get any more, or if this is all we're going to get. That one low, gets away from Carey, and Bledgy takes second. It's a pass ball, and Parker Bledgy is in scoring position. The Sasquatch have a chance to get that goose egg off the board. Hoyer with an RBI chance now. 3 for 4 in game 1, was our player of the game. Talked to him pregame on the pregame show. Had a nice little interview with second-year Sasquatch center fielder. That one gets past Carey again. Bledgy's going to stay at second. It's a 3-0 count to Bryson Hoyer. Ryan Bachman standing on deck. Carey's going to go out and talk to Galusha as he has not located well, missed low 2 pitches in a row. You got to think at this point, trailing by 10 runs, with, if my math is correct, 10 outs. No, excuse me, 13 outs. left to your name in this game.
Please contact a member of the staff for more details.
You got to try to get any base runners possible and any runs possible. So you got to think Bryson Hoyer really has a red light here. If you're Nate Belushi, you just got to put a fastball down the pipe, and you're looking at a 3-1 count. Hoyer settles back in after the quick mound visit from Grant Carey. Excuse me, it's a 2-0 count, not 3-0. Pass ball. 2 pass balls in this at-bat. That one inside gets away from Carey again. He just dropped that one. Now we have a 3-0 count, so I kind of just predicted the future a little bit. Kind of psychic like that up here in the booth. When you watch enough baseball, you can just tell what's going to happen. And we got a 3-0 count, spoke it into existence. Bryson Hoyer, 3-0 with Parker Bledgy standing on second base, representing the first run of the game for the Sasquatch. Inside, checked his swing, got the inner third at the 3-1. That didn't leave the shoulder for Hoyer there. Stepped into it like he was going to swing, but really no intention at all on a 3-0 count. 3-1 now, got to think. Got the green light if it's the pitch you like. Belushi trying to get out of his third inning of work. Remaining with a goose egg. Bledgy halfway through. They're going to go back, and they got him. If it's in time, the throw was high. If that throw is even chest high or low at all, he is out by a mile. Parker Bledgy, almost the second Sasquatch player to get picked off in the second and third inning, respectively. We'll do 3-1 once again to Hoyer. Upstairs, he'll take his base. Bryson Hoyer walks. He goes to first, and Parker Bledgy remains in scoring position at second base. Ryan Bachman, 1-for-1 with a single back in the first inning. One of the only 3 hits for the Sasquatch. He comes up to the plate.
Now batting for the Sasquatch, number 24, Ryan Bachman.
Bachman, 1-for-1 with a single. His third summer with the Spearfish Sasquatch. Talked to him the other night before game 1. Gotta see if his bat can wake up. Got a breaking ball, left it, and it missed. Ball 1, 1-0 count. Looked like a pitch he could have hit, but gets the benefit of the doubt from the home plate umpire, John Myrtle. And it's a 1-0 count. He singled back in the first and was a victim of the 5-4-3 double play the very next pitch to Luis Reyes. Leaves that one low. Carey keeps in front of him. Belushi was excellent in the first 2. Had a little bit of trouble locating as we've gone down the stretch of this third inning. Still just a light drizzle here in Spearfish, but that wind blowing the rain directly into our faces here in the press box and directly into the dugouts. They check Bledgy at second again. The throw and tag not in time to Lance Anderson. Two-0 count to Ryan Bachman. Part of the order you want up with runners on base. Try to get any runs possible. Bachman ground ball over to third. Past the glove of Saunders. They're going to send Bledgy around. The throw from Walsh is going to be off the mark. In the first run of the game, the goose egg is erased. It's an RBI single for Ryan Bachman. Hoyer stays at second. Bledgy turned third hard. And assistant coach Anthony Peterson gave him nothing but green as he sent him around with speed. Ryan Bachman is 2 for 2. He adds an RBI to his night with his second single. It's still a 9-run deficit, but man, it's got to feel good for the Sasquatch to see at least something get across home plate and get that ugly 0 off the scoreboard. Luis Reyes grounded into an inning-ending 5-4-3 double play to end the first inning. He comes up to the plate. Runner in scoring position is Bryson Hoyer. Bachman stands at first. That one low. Reyes got out of the way. It looked like if he just stood there and ate it, it'd be another hit by pitch for the Sasquatch, which is a sentence I say too much. In the 2-game series alone against the Oahe Zap, they were hit 14 times. And they were hit a bunch in game 1 of this series against the Sockeyes. Have not been hit yet. In the dirt, gets away from Carey. Runners stay put. Reyes leaves it off at the 2-0 count. Belushi having trouble in arm, warming up in the bullpen. Appears to be a lefty. Getting ready. They signal over to get him loose. It is a left-handed pitcher. We'll get you more information on that when he either comes in the 4th or if Belushi can't finish out this bottom half of the 3rd. 2-0. Hoyer takes off. Carey doesn't even throw. Bachman stays at first. Runners in the corner at the stolen base for Bryson Hoyer. stole a base in game 1. He adds another one. Three-0 count to the 3-spot Luis Reyes. Gotta think another red light here. Watches that one low for a strike. Didn't agree with it. It'll be 3-1. Carey trying to settle in his pitcher, as Belush was excellent the first 2 innings. 2 hits, but nothing rattled him. Both singles were erased by a pickoff and a double play the very next pitch. But now has had trouble. 3-1 to Reyes. Checks his swing low and gets the strike call. Count goes full. Bachman will get a head start, so ball in the gap might score 2. And a ball that drops at all will score 1. Full count to Luis Reyes. The Sasquatch shortstop came into this series hitting .400. And excellent defensively. We're going to see what he can do. Full count. Bachman takes off. Ground ball off the glove of Belushi. Knocks it down. Flips it to the first bag. And gets the out. Sasquatch get 1 run on the board, but strand runners in the corners. After 3, it's not pretty. 10-1 Sockeyes. They lead right here in Spearfish Sasquatch Live. We'll be right back. Rain drizzling down here in Spearfish, South Dakota. Trying to spoil our day of baseball. We'll see what Mother Nature has in store. Casey O'Neill leading off the top of the 4th of the Sockeyes in a game they have controlled since the first pitch. A new pitcher in the game for the Sasquatch. The first pitch coming from his arm right here at the big swing and a miss on the outside pitch. It's Gage Crott. Right over there from Belfouche, South Dakota, no more than 10 miles away from this stadium. A hometown guy signed last year as a temp contract player and gave the coaching staff and owner and general manager Eric Schmidt no reason but to keep him, but to keep him around. Absolutely great. Fast. Can pinch run at any time. Can play almost any position in the infield or outfield. And when you need him to, he can pitch. He jams him in there, gets that 0-2. Have to see what Gage can do. He's only appeared once this year against the Big Sticks. And honestly, can we erase that entire series from memory? Because no Sasquatch player left that series with a good one. But Gage Crott that series struggled heavily in the one inning that he was in. That one low. Gets away. New catcher behind the plate for the Sasquatch. It's Brian Rosales. Rosales behind the plate now replacing Christian Soto. Maybe giving Christian a little break. If that one's hit softly down the first base line, jammed him a little bit on the breaking ball. And Casey O'Neill staying alive here in the fourth. Single in advance to second. Back in the second inning when he came into the game. Came in to replace Grady Daniels, who singled and scored in the first. Interesting substitutions by this team and the Sockeyes. Same thing with Malik Harris in game one. That one lifted again, foul. We'll do 1-2 once again. Gage Crott giving pitches to hit. And Casey O'Neill fighting off everything his direction. Every single pitch he has thrown has been competitive except for the one ball. Other than that, everything's been something you got to swing at. Here's a 1-2 again. That one lifted high in the air towards shallow left field. Stepping in is Vorwald. Hoyer going over. Vorwald calls him off. He'll make the catch. There's one away. A fly out to Trey Vorwald gets the first out of the inning in the top of the fourth for Gage Crott. Weak contact on every pitch right there. Got a swing and a miss on the first strike. Threw a ball directly after, and then everything was made contact with, but everything was either fouled off lightly or, in that case, lifted lightly in the left field and gave Trey Vorwald no problem. Ethan He stepping up to the plate now. Sophomore from Utah Tech. 3 Utah Tech products on this team. Ethan He, Grady Daniels, and Jack Walker. He 1 for 2, doubled back in the first inning. Some RBIs to his name. Lifts that one high in the air towards foul territory over towards first base. Going over is Naylor, but that one's going to get out. Naylor climbs the walls. It was a little bit closer than I think anyone expected, but still too far to make a play. And this is a time where this game is not going the way you planned for it. You only have 12 outs to your name left for the Sasquatch offense. You are down 9. Really just got to try to eat up innings and try to get out of this one and preserve arms not only for game 2 later today, but the 3-game series this weekend against the Pioneers. Or against the Prospects, excuse me. Pioneers in the league last year. Won the league. Western Nebraska Pioneers won the league last year, and then the Nebraska Prospects. 2 pretty close names. And it's a 2-1 count as that one got away from Brian Rosales behind the plate. High in the air towards the same spot as last time. Naylor making chase, but it's into the bullpen. Count goes even at 2-2 with one away to Ethan He. He came into the series batting .250 with 6 hits, 7 runs, and 4 RBIs to his name. Has a home run in the season. Added more RBIs and an extra base hit today with his RBI double in the first. Now a 2-2 count to Gage Crott with one away here in the fourth. Outside, way out. Count goes full. That one in the left-hand batter's box. Brian Rosales really had no chance to go get it. Just slipped away from Crott. Rain has slowed down, if not stopped, here in Spearfish, South Dakota. For the time being, we don't know with this state anymore. The weather is just, it could change a snap of a finger. Woke up this morning, no rain on the radar at all. Driving to the ballpark, and it's raining in Spearfish. And look at the radar, and then a chance all day till midnight. And it just disappears. Soft fly ball in the right center gap. Hoyer and Van Atten making chase. Van Atten's going to make the catch in the gap. Second out of the inning. Ethan He flies out into the right center gap. Jack Walker comes up to the plate now, the center fielder.
Now batting for the Sockeyes, number 27.
Another Utah Tech product on this Sockeye team. Hit by a pitch. Stole a base and then scored back in the third inning. Find themselves up in the fourth. 0 for 1 on the day. Watches ball one go. Flew out to center field to end that monster first inning that started this domination by the Sockeyes today. Just joining us, they scored 4 in the top of the first, 4 in the top of the second, and added 2 more in the top of the third. Breaking ball from Crott finds the zone, evens up the count at 1-1. And Gage Crott doing a great job coming out of the bullpen in this one. You know the game's almost over, or seemingly over with the score as it is. Just try to get some innings and get some work in. Any reps you can as he misses that one at the 2-1 count. Crott last year was the winning run in so many games and extra innings for the Sasquatch team when he pinch ran. Delivers strike 2 there, ties it up at 2-2 and even count. I'd have to look at the stats to figure it out last year, but I believe almost every single walk-off run this team had, it was Gage Crott running the bases. Someone would get on, they put the speedy Gage Crott on base, and he would run. Swing and a miss on the slider. Gage Crott goes 1-2-3 in the fourth, strikes out Jack Walker to end it. We go to the bottom half of the fourth. It's still a 10-1 game, but the first goose egg in the first 1-2-3 inning from a Sasquatch pitcher today comes from the glove of Gage Crott. We'll be back right here on Spearfish Sasquatch Live with the bottom of the fourth inning.
All going somewhere, going higher, going in new directions to new places. At Monument Health, we keep going so you can keep going. We're dedicated to advanced orthopedic care with the latest innovations, technology, expertise, and treatment. So keep exploring, keep making memories, keep going with Monument Health as your partner. Learn more at monument.health/orthopedics.
Bottom four, first goose egg of the game for the Sockeye offense was posted in the top half of the fourth. Gage Crott went 1-2-3 with 2 weak flyouts to begin, and then got Jack Walker down swinging on a nasty into-out slider to end the inning. We go bottom four, a new pitcher on the mound for the Sockeyes relieves Nate Galusho. Only threw 45 pitches in his 3 innings, gave up a run and 4 hits. Had a little bit of trouble as he ended that one. Only 45 pitches. You think he could go more innings and eat up innings for this Sockeye team, but had a little bit of trouble, gave up a run in the first run of the game for the Sasquatch in the bottom half of the third. So they elect to go to the bullpen. The new arm, Mario De Leon from the College of Southern Idaho, the 6', 184 freshman. He comes up to the plate to face the leadoff hitter of the inning, Jack Naylor. Lined out to center field in the second inning for the first out. And that's the story of two tails. The difference in how it's been going. We're looking at potentially next inning we will see the 4th at-bat of the game for the leadoff hitter Lance Anderson for the Sockeyes, and Jack Naylor in the cleanup spot, This is his 2nd at-bat, and we are in the bottom of the 4th inning. Leaves that one upstairs from De Leon for ball 1. Naylor high, fly ball in the center field. Charging in is Walker. He'll settle under it, and he'll make the catch for the first out of the inning. Naylor flies out to center to start the 4th, and DJ Van Atten comes up to the plate. Kind of got out twice last inning. He's 0 for 1, but grounded out to third base. The throw was made. The play was complete. He walked back in the batter's box. They called it a foul ball at the last minute, and then he goes striking out swinging. Comes up to the plate now after the leadoff out from Jack Naylor. De Leon working quickly in this one. Just 2 pitches to Naylor, and he got an out. Van Atten, big swing on that one, 1-1 count, as he took a huge hack at the upstairs pitch. That one low, misses for 2-1. Van Atten just named a first-team All-American for the NCAA Division II for his monster year he had at Southern Nazarene University. Hit .470 with around 21 home runs. Was an absolute force to be reckoned with. Has not found his groove here in Spearfish yet. But we all know he's going to eventually. Big swing at the high pitch. Knows he missed it on that one. Knows he swung at ball 4. Van Atten homered in game 1, and we all thought it might be the turning point. We're going to have to see what he does down the stretch of game 1 of the doubleheader going on right now and game 2 going on later on. So if you're one of our viewers at home, game 2 will occur later on during the day. So make sure to either stay tuned. A new stream will be started as Van Atten jams that one off, fouls it, sees another pitch. A new stream will be started for game 2. It will start approximately 30 minutes after the conclusion of game 1, just enough time to re-chalk and re-drag the field. Get it ready to play for another 7 innings of baseball. Or come down to Black Hills Energy Stadium and join us. DJ Van Atten lifts that one into left field. Going back is Walsh. He'll make the catch on the run going towards the foul line. Van Atten a deep fly ball to left field, but he flies out for the second out. And Trey Vorwald comes to the plate. Singled with 2 outs back in the second inning. Was picked off and froze into a pickle and tagged by Ethan He to end that second inning. Now he comes up to the plate. 1 for 1 of the day. Nasty breaking ball. Looked like it was going to miss by a mile. Just missed by a little bit as it broke right into the upper corner. 1-0 count to Vorwald. Vorwald fouls off the 1-0. Count goes 1-1. Trey Vorwald for the Sasquatch team last year. Absolutely spectacular. Decided to come back, and he has been spectacular as well. Came in the series hitting .294 for the Sasquatch, and then in game 1, goes 1 for 2, getting on base twice, got hit by a pitch his first at-bat. And then today, 1 for 1, he's ahead 2-1 here on what we're going to call just his 4th at-bat in this entire series. Fouls off the 2-1. 2s are wild in South Dakota. It's a 2-2 count with 2 away to Vorwald. Trey has found himself in the 9 spot for a lot of the season, acting as that second leadoff guy. Today's lineup goes up to the 6. So with as much contact and as many times as Trey's been getting on base, head coach Jarrett Hunt elects to put him up in the lineup. That one low and inside. Count goes full to the Sasquatch left fielder. Standing on deck, Chaz Crook flew out weakly to catcher Grant Carey for the first out in the 3rd. Now here's a full count pitch to Vorwald. He swings, lifts that one high in the air to left field. This could drop. Walsh going over. He'll make the play on the run towards the line. Looked like it could have been in that little sweet spot where no one is. But a great play by the left fielder Carter Walsh to get that one. Bottom 4, another goose egg for the Sockeyes pitching staff. They remain in the lead 10-1 as we go to the 5th. 3 innings left in this game 1, and the Sockeyes are cruising on their way to a potential series win. Kyler Saunders leading off here in the top of the fifth. Gage Crott back onto the mound for the Sasquatch. He went 1-2-3 in the fourth. The first inning the Sasquatch have had any luck on their side on the defensive side of the ball. Substitution, we got Ryan Rosales catching. We had him come in last inning. And Chaz Crook moves from the designated hitter spot. He goes to shortstop and replaces Luis Reyes. The remainder of game one, I would highly expect that we see Luis go back in the lineup at short for game two in this one, as after this one's over, you got to gather up over there in right field. And if you're head coach Jared Hunt, you just got to tell your guys to forget everything that just happened. That breaking ball misses. It goes 2-1. Sun peeking in over those clouds here in Spearfish, South Dakota. So we had that little bit of scare right there where we thought maybe we're going to get a lot of rain. We got a little drizzle, and now the sun's starting to come out. So it might be making out for a great day and a great night of Game 2 baseball. That one fouled off. 2-2 count now to Kyler Sanders. Flew out the center field back in the third, reached on a walk. In the second, if you remember, that play was the beautiful play from Luis Reyes. Had the runner in a pickle over at first. Threw it to Naylor. Naylor turned around, went home, and Soto got him by a mile. 2-2, that one off the left leg of Brian Rosales. Count goes full. No action going on in the bullpen. A lot of trust in Gage Crott to try to finish this one out or at least give you 2 to 3 innings. You're just trying to get out of this game. If you're the Sasquatch, and get to game 2 and try to regroup and at least get 1 of 3. That one high. It's a leadoff walk for Kyler Saunders. Carter Walsh, the 9-hole hitter, comes up to the plate. Walsh had 2 putouts in the last inning on his own in left field. Is 2 for 2 with 2 singles, a stolen base, and 2 runs scored. Having a day out of the 9 spot and now has a runner on. Ground ball over to second. Bachman going to flip it to Crook. Crook turns around, tries to turn it. Throw in time, a 4-6-3 double play. Weak ground ball. Looked like for a minute they could only get the lead runner as the ball died in the infield grass. Ryan Bachman gives it to Chaz Crook, and Chaz Crook unleashes a rocket over there from the shortstop position directly into the letters of Jack Naylor.
Now batting for the Sockeyes, number 3, Lance Anderson.
Lance Anderson, the top half of the order comes up. He fouls that one off himself. Ryan Rosales went to go make the play at first, but that one hit the ground, bounced up off his own arm. This is Anderson's 4th plate appearance this game. He struck out twice, 1 looking, 1 swinging, and flew out to right field to advance a runner back in the second inning. He's up for the 4th time here in the 5th. That's a ground ball. He's going to be down 0-2 early on. So it looked like it might be a little bit of danger for Gage Crott as he walked Kyler Saunders to lead off the game. Carter Walsh grounds into a 4-6-3 double play, and even though Luis Reyes may be out, Chaz Crook comes in and picks up like nothing even happened. 0-2. Weekly over to third, down the line and foul. See another 0-2 pitch to the leadoff hitter Lance Anderson, who has not had himself a fun night. A lot of runs for the Sockeyes team, but Lance Anderson himself has not been good in the batter's box today. 0-2 count once again. Fouls it off. Weekly down to first. Naylor on the run. Can't make the play. 0-2 count. 2 away. Part 3. Gage Crott trying to quickly get through the 5th as well and bring down that ERA on the season. That one inside, it almost hit him, and then at the last minute, Lance Anderson decides he wants to swing. It was a slider, so maybe fooled him a little bit that it was going to break and catch the inner third. Puts on a defensive swing. It's an 0-2 count once again with 2 away. The 7th pitch of the at-bat. Slider in the dirt, chased it. Rosales picks it up, throws it to first. Gage Crott strikes him out. A leadoff walk-off 4-6-3 double play, and then another strikeout swinging for Gage Crott ends the top of the 5th. It's 10-1 Sockeyes as we go bottom half. Sasquatch down to their last 9 lives here in Spearfish, South Dakota. We'll be right back right here on Spearfish Sasquatch Live with the remainder of Game 1 of this doubleheader. bottom 5. The Sasquatch 9 lives remaining in this game 1, trying to walk away with any momentum to go into game 2. Mario De Leon back onto the mound. He faces Chaz Crook, the shortstop. Part of that 4-6-3 double play after the leadoff walk back in the 5th. Top half of this 5th inning, excuse me. And he drills one in the left field down the line. This one's going to be extra bases. Crooking around first. He's putting on the burners. The throw is on the money. He goes back. What is with these Sockeyes left fielders in perfect throws from the corner? We saw with Grant Carey yesterday, and we gunned Daniel Thiessen, and we just saw it right there from Carter Walsh, as he would have had Crook by a country mile, not even a one-hopper, just directly into the glove of Lance Anderson. Crook a leadoff single, his first hit of the game. He's 1 for 2. And it's going to bring up Brian Rosales. He came in the game for Christian Soto. Crook a very short lead at first. They're going to check him anyways. Rosales on the season has not played that much at the catcher position. It's been mainly Keegan West and Rosales. 1 for 4, or 0 for 4, excuse me. He's played 1 game at 4 plate appearances over in Dickinson in game 2. Watches that one low. Count goes even at 1-1. He was part of that game in Dickinson that people like to forget, where the Sasquatch led going into the 7th inning and did not walk away with their first victory of the season, and ultimately ended up getting swept by the Big Sticks. That one inside, Rosales gets out of the way. Carey keeps it in front of him. The 2-1 count up for Mario De Leon. Gage Crott looking like he might go out for another inning of work. There is an arm getting loose in the bullpen for the Sasquatch. Have to see what happens. That one inside again. 3-1 count to Rosales. Excuse me if I'm wrong, but that looks like number 27, DJ Van Atten in the bullpen for the Sasquatch. Rosales fouls it off. It is number 27 on his jersey, so it is DJ Van Atten warming up. We might get to see the Sasquatch right fielder and Division II first-team All-American, DJ Van Atten, pitching. But for now, a full count to Brian Rosales with the man on first. Inside, watches it on the inner third, and he goes to first. Brian Rosales walks. Chaz Crook goes to second, and there's 2 runners on to lead off the inning for the 9-hole spot. Parker Bledgy, the only run for the Sasquatch so far, represented by Bledgy. Back in the 3rd, he reached on a single, advanced to second on a pass ball, and scored all the way from second on a Ryan Bachman single. If Parker Bledgy can get his bat going, that's a big spot for the Sasquatch. So good defensively. They check the runner at second. Crook's just going to go back. That ball's in the center field. Crook will go to third base on a free play. Rosales stayed at first, but De Leon's throw just went directly through the glove of Lance Anderson. That's an error on the second baseman. The throw was on the money and everything. Crook looked back like the ball got away, took off. And I was a little bit confused. I didn't see the ball right away. Figured it was in Anderson's glove. But nonetheless, Chaz Crook 90 feet away on third. Brian Rosales stands on first. But now, possibility of getting a run, but getting 2 outs at the same time. Parker Bledgy, an 0-0 count. Lifts that one foul, 0-1. It's going to get out. Bledgy on the season, coming into the series, had 19 plate appearances, had only got 1 hit, has scored twice and walked 5 times coming in. And then when he came in relief for Christian Soto, did not get a plate appearance as he was pinch hit for in the 9th. Checks his swing on that one and missed the 1-1 count. A little bit of leniency from home plate umpire Jeremy Myrtle right there. It looked like that was a good pitch to hit maybe right below the letters. But nonetheless, count goes even at 1-1. Decent size lead at first from Rosales. In the dirt, keeps in front of him. Rosales and Crook remain. It's a 2-1 count. Runner still at the corners. Another good job by the Sawtooth catcher. Turns on and fouls it. Count goes 2-2. Jammed him a little bit on that one. A good pitch from Mario De Leon on Parker Bledgy. And now Bledgy, an even count 2-2, just looking to put something in play and try to get his first RBI of the season. Excuse me, his third RBI of the season. Has a few sac flies. Fouls that one off. We'll see another 2-2 pitch. So Bledgy on the season, while he may only have one hit on 19 plate appearances, he's scored twice, has 2 RBIs, and has walked 5 times. Was one of the batters that was walked with bases loaded in Oahe, if my memory serves me correct, which it very well might not. We'll see another 2-2 pitch from Mario De Leon. Decent sized lead from Rosales at first. Maybe trying to get in the head of the pitcher. Fouls it off, down in foul territory over the first base line. It's all the way back to the concession stand. We'll go 2-2 pitch once again, the third one of the at-bat. Standing on deck at the top of the order, Bryson Hoyer, 0 for 1 with a walk and a stolen base. For the Sasquatch, if you can just try to chip away and maybe make it to the point where it's manageable down the stretch of this game. You're in the 5th inning of a 7-inning game 1. Outside, Bledgy leaves it. It's full count, 3-2, and a little bit of trouble. Some more action, another lefty warming up in the bullpen. Van Atten has stopped throwing in the Sasquatch bullpen, but another lefty in the bullpen for the Sockeyes warming up. See how long they leave De Leon in. If he walks, the bases loaded right here. And he does. Nearly clipped Bledgy. It would have if he didn't move out of the way. Bases are loaded. Rosales goes to second. Bledgy, 1 for 1. Gets on base again with a walk, his 6th walk of the year. And out comes the coaching staff for the Sockeyes to talk to Mario De Leon a little bit. It doesn't look like the arm is ready in the bullpen, so he's probably got to go another one. This might just be trying to buy any time possible at the top of the order for the 3rd time. A guy who's been hot at the plate, Bryson Hoyer. And that will be it. They will go to the pen. Doesn't look like he warmed up much, but Mario De Leon's night is done. And we'll get another reliever. We'll be right back. We'll get you more information on the new Sawtooth Sockeye pitcher here in the bottom of the 5th when we come back here on Spearfish Sasquatch Live. Bases are loaded with no out. Sasquatch trying to make any indent at all to this Sockeye lead. We're back. Bottom 5, bases are loaded. Sasquatch trailing by 9, but a chance to put an indent into that lead right now. Bryson Hoyer steps up to the plate with the bases loaded and no outs recorded. A new pitcher onto the mound for the Sockeyes. It's the DH, Kason O'Neill, subbed into the game for Grady Daniels to start this one. After one at-bat, he singled and then flew out to left, and now he's onto the mound, the left-hander. Hoyer, high, fly ball towards right. It's going to be foul, making chase over in right field, but not going to get to it. Ryberg had no shot anyways, as it just veered to the right of the fence. Almost a sac fly RBI from Hoyer, but right now, if you're the Sasquatch, while any run would work, you want to try to get a run across without getting an out. As this is, I believe, the 5th time all season the Sasquatch have had bases loaded with no outs. And the first time they got a run with that situation was 2 days ago. And they got one. And they also had a situation where they didn't. Hoyer swings and misses, goes down 0-2. An 0-2 count to the leadoff hitter. Bryson Hoyer walked and stole third in his last plate appearance. We'll see what he can do here. His bat's been hot. This would be a nice time for him to drop one in and get another one. Low leaves it off for ball 1. A close pitch and a gutsy leave for Bryson Hoyer. With an 0-2 count, it's a tough pitch to leave with a fastball low, especially with the way home plate umpire Jeremy Mergel has been calling this game in that lower third has been so lenient. 1-2 count. Outside, count goes even. Fought back from an 0-2, it's 2-2. Kason O'Neill on the year has appeared in 2 1/3 innings. Has not had fun, an 11.57 ERA. Has a loss, 1 strikeout to 3 walks. But they turn to him in a situation, while up 9, a situation that looks dangerous. Outside, ball 3. Started 0-2 with a full count for Bryson Hoyer. Last 3 pitches have all missed by a mile, too, so you got to think Bryson got to be careful here. Make Kason O'Neill locate a pitch right now if you're the Sasquatch center fielder. Full count pitch to Hoyer. Inside, he walked him. Crook comes home. Hoyer, his second walk of the day, and there's another run. It's only the second, but it's something. They're going to say it hit him. It's a hit by pitch RBI. Works the same way. Hoyer gets on base, gets an RBI. It was ball 4 anyways. Hoyer stands on first. Crook comes home. Rosales on third, and Bledgy moves to second. Ryan Bachman, 2 for 2 with 2 singles and an RBI back in the 3rd inning to get the first run on the board for the Sasquatch. He comes up bases loaded with no outs with a chance to put more of an indent and try to get the Sasquatch back. That one low in the dirt for ball 1. O'Neill, since going up 2-0-2 on Bryson Hoyer, has done nothing. He has thrown 5 straight pitches that have missed the zone by, I'd say, about an average of 2.75 feet. 1-0 count to Bachman. That one low and inside. Thought he got the zone, but it didn't. It's a 2-0 count to the Sasquatch second baseman. And boy, does Spearfish love having this guy back for a 3rd summer. And boy, does he love being back. And this would be a big spot for him to drop one potentially in that right center gap. As right fielder Seth Ryberg's playing really close over to the line. Bachman, line drive, left center field. It'll score 1. They're going to hold up Bledgy. It's another RBI single. That's his 2nd RBI on the night, and he's 3 for 3. Ryan Bachman keeps the bases loaded, adds another run. It's 10-3. Parker Bledgy standing over at 3rd base. Bryson Hoyer stands on 2nd. Ryan Bachman with another RBI single. He is 3 for 3 with 3 singles and 2 RBIs. It's a 10-3 game. Bases are loaded, no outs. It's another mound visit. As pitching coach Brian Wolf goes out there to talk, and O'Neill is done. Another arm in the bullpen. O'Neill comes in to face 2 batters. He walks home a run with Bryson Hoyer, and he leaves one over the middle that Ryan Bachman makes him pay for. We'll go to the bullpen once again. We'll be right back here on Spearfish Sasquatch Live. The Sasquatch trail by 7, 10-3, have scored 2, bases loaded, no outs, a chance to potentially get themselves right back in this game before we go to the last 2 innings, 6 and 7. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, folks. The Sasquatch are trying to make things interesting after falling down 10-0. We're back. Bases remain loaded. Gage Crott, the pitcher who has gone back-to-back zeros in the 4th and 5th for the Sasquatch. Sparked maybe a little bit of a comeback. Bases loaded. He comes up with no outs. First pitch, breaking ball, drops in. New pitcher on the mound for the Sawtooth Sockeyes. It's Austin Takahashi, the 6'1", 185 freshman, right-handed pitcher from Roseburg, Oregon, University of Portland. 0-1 count. That one low. Crott watches it go. This is Gage Crott's first at bat. Luis Reyes was originally in this spot. He was replaced by Chaz Cook defensively. And now Gage Crott going to take over the DH spot while also pitching. 1-1 count from Takahashi. That one low, and it missed. The strike zone has changed drastically in this game. And I feel like in the first 3 innings, that's a strike, but Jeremy Mergel has just gone away from the bottom of the zone. He has not been lenient at all. Outside, and it's a 3-1 count. Takahashi in a dangerous spot here with Gage Crott. Also speed. You put him on base, there's potential if the ball goes in the gap, he can score all the way from first. And with Jack Naylor and DJ Van Atten coming to the plate, that's a scary thought. 3-1 count to Gage Crott. The kid from Belfouche, South Dakota. Strike 2 on the inner third. Can't believe it. And that's a makeup call. That is a makeup call and a half from the fastball down low that should have been called a strike. That's a makeup call. But nonetheless, we got a full count. Takahashi to Gage Crott. Be a big first out. Crott swings and misses at the pitch in the dirt. He goes down swinging. And there's a big first out. Brings up Jack Naylor. Lined out and flew out to center field today. First time he was up in the 2nd inning. A line out to center that was pieced. That breaking ball misses. It's a 1-0 count. Naylor, an RBI single, and reached 2 other times via walk and hit by pitch in game 1. 1 for 3. An on-base percentage of .600. That one low, gets up 2-0. Been one of the best bats on this team all year, so got to be someone you love to have up to the plate. Redshirt freshman from Montana State Billings, 259 coming into this series. And a big spot, the bases loaded, 1 away. Outside, it's a 3-0 count to the Sasquatch cleanup man, DJ Van Atten. He was warming up in the bullpen to begin this inning. He's now in the on-deck circle. Got to think, if you can add more runs here, he might not pitch. But there's no other arms going up. Maybe Gage Crott goes out for a third. We'll see what happens then, but for now, 3-0 count to Jack Naylor. In the dirt, he walks home a run. It's an RBI for Jack Naylor. It's 10-4, bases remain loaded. The Sasquatch are trying to make things interesting here in Spearfish, South Dakota. DJ Van Atten. A big bat for the Sasquatch. 0 for 2, struck out in the 2nd, flew out to deep left field. Back in the 4th, and now with bases loaded, comes up to the plate. Strike 1 delivered. Van Atten left the yard in game 1 against this team. He was 1 for 3, hit by a pitch, walked, and homered. And today finds himself 0 for 2. Falls behind 0-2, watches 2 pitches, a fastball inside and a breaking ball that catches the outer third, and quickly a tough spot. Trey Vorwald, the left fielder, standing on deck. 0-2 to Van Atten from Takahashi. That one in dirt, gets away. They're going to hold the runners as Hoyer didn't even think about it. That could have been another run. It could have been a 5-run game. Could have been disastrous for the Sockeyes. They're just trying to get out of it. Another arm warming up at the bullpen. It just seems like a continuous, endless cycle for this Sockeyes team until they can get out of this jam. Until they find a solution, you got to keep rotating. It's a 1-2 count with 1 away. Bases still remain loaded for DJ Van Atten. Here's the pitch from Takahashi. Breaking ball. Van Atten was late on in, turned it foul. Expecting, I don't know what he was expecting. That's a pitch to hit, and DJ Van Atten just fouls it off. It was a late delayed swing. I don't think he thought he was going to swing at it at all. I think he thought he was going to miss the zone. It dropped in. Defensive swing, and he sees another 1-2 pitch from Takahashi. Outside dribbler on the first base line, foul. Got him off balance. Now expect to see Takahashi try to paint the inner third. You got Van Atten leaning. I'd expect a fastball in the inner third right here. Throwing him 2 straight breaking balls. Now you got him off balance. DJ opens the stance a little bit. His left foot is a little open. You might think he's expecting something inside that he can turn on like he did in game 1. Big swing and a miss on the curveball. A big second out from Takahashi. And now 1 out away, potentially 1 pitch away from getting out of this jam with only 3 given up. Trey Vorwald, the left fielder.
From Manteno, Illinois, number 3, Trey Vorwald.
Singled in the second. Big spot right here if he can do it again. One of the best batting averages on this team. Curveball way upstairs. Carey pops up, and it's ball 1. Fun fact about the catcher of the Sawtooth Sockeyes, Grant Carey, that I learned from our owner, general manager Eric Schmid, in between innings, in between pitching changes. He was supposed to be a Spearfish Sasquatch in 2020, but COVID had other ideas. Ball 2 in the dirt. Carey keeps in front of him. Isn't it funny? It's 2023, and we're still talking about things that COVID affected. On the last 2-0 count to the left fielder, Trey Vorwald. Going to get an equipment timeout for Carey behind the plate. Tightens up the left leg. Steps back in. My apologies there. The defensive substitutions. That one's upstairs. Gets away from the catcher of the Sockeyes. It was Grant Carey to start, but Jack Claveno is now behind the plate. We saw him towards the end of game 1 come in for Zane Bidwell. And now he's behind the plate. 3-0 count to Vorwald. Red light is on. Watches that one for a strike on the outer third. A good fastball that painted the corner. On deck, the guy who started this rally with a single, Chaz Crook. Sasquatch 1 bat away from batting around and potentially getting more than just 3 here. 7 outs remaining on their night. They trail by 6. Outside, Vorwald walks another run, 10-5. We're seeing something special brew up here in Spearfish, South Dakota. The leadoff hitter of the inning had a leadoff single, came across to score the first run of this 4-run inning as it stands right now in Chaz Crook. He walked yesterday, or 2 days ago, excuse me, in game 1 in the 9th to give the Sasquatch a chance to tie it up with a tying run at the plate. He comes up now. He went in to play short. Big spot. First pitch misses. Brian Rosales due up on deck. If Chaz Crook can get on, might see a pinch hit and then Keegan Weston go in, but Rosales has a bat. Crook, chopper down the third base line, rushing in is Saunders. He has to make the play. It's going to be close. He's there. It got away. Another run's going to come across. There's 2 runs, and it's a 10-6 ball game here in Spearfish, South Dakota. It's an interesting one. 10-0, 10-7 now. Rushed in on the grass. God bless this infield grass at Black Hills Energy Stadium. Absolutely destroys every ground ball it hits, and its latest victim is Sawtooth Sockeyes third baseman Kyler Saunders.
Now batting for the Sasquatch.
That's not an error either. That is a single for Chaz Crook. He was there by a mile. Nonetheless, 2 runs come across. Bachman scores, and so does Naylor. Now runners on the corners. It's Vorwald on third. Crook on first. And we're going to get a pinch hitter. And oh my goodness, do my eyes deceive me. The pinch hitter for the Sasquatch is going to be number 14, Dylan Ritchie. We've seen him take swings in batting practice. We thought he might have been a pinch hitter in game 1 in the 9th. But forgot he pitched 1/3 of an inning in that game, so he was not eligible. But he comes up in a spot. Runners on the corners for Dylan Ritchie. Pinch hitting for Brian Rosales. So I'd have to expect we're going to see Keegan Weston check in behind the plate. But South Dakota State product, Dylan Ritchie into the game. Runners on the corners, a 6-run bottom of the 5th. A big spot for his first at-bat of the season. Had some at-bats to end the first season in the Sasquatch uniform. And hit well. And it's a dribbler right back to the mound. Takahashi's going to flip it, and that'll end the inning. The first pitch, Ritchie grounds out, but it's 6 runs the bottom of the 5th, and we have a ball game here in Spearfish, South Dakota. Sixth inning coming up of a 7-inning game, one of the doubleheader. 10-7 Sockeye lead. We'll see what the Sasquatch can put up now. They have 6 outs left, but they only trail by 3 here on Spearfish Sasquatch Live. Top 6. If you're just joining us on Spearfish Sasquatch Live, it's been a doozy. If you've been here since the first inning, props to you for not leaving, because it was 10-0 after 3. It's 10-7. Sasquatch put up 6 in the bottom of the 5th, and now have a chance. Gage Crop back on the mound for his 3rd inning out of the bullpen. Leading off for the Sockeyes, Jack Ryan into the game. Pinch hitting for Ryberg. That one gets away. New catcher for the Sasquatch is Brian Rosales, who came in for Christian Soto. He was pinched hit. Dylan Ritchie trying to get some more runs across. He grounds out to Takahashi on the mound. It's Keegan Weston. Jack Ryan coming in for Ryberg, so expect him to take over right field as Crott falls behind 2-1. Gage Crott has been sensational in his 2 innings, and if he can keep it going here, there is action going on in the bullpen, so we'll have to see who's going to warm up for the Sasquatch. Big swing and a miss from Jack Ryan on that one. Tried to size it up, but was way off. If he made contact with that, it was going off the edge of the bat directly to Parker Bledgy or Chaz Crook, who stays at short. 2-2 count to the leadoff hitter, Jack Ryan. And it's a weak ground ball to Chaz Crook. Crook's got a charge. It died in the grass. The throw is going to be off the mark into the backstop. It's a single. The grass killed it again, and he was going to be there. It's a leadoff single for Jack Ryan. This grass was helpful for the Sasquatch in the bottom of the 5th as it destroyed a ground ball going to 3rd and gave Kalen Sanders a tough time, but does the same thing to Chaz Crook right there, and it's a weak dribbling single for Jack Ryan. And now, the meat and potatoes for the Sockeyes. It's Ryder Cutlip. 2 singles and a walk, 2 runs scored as that pitch from Crott up high. No action going on directly right now. Looks like some light stretching in the bullpen. A lot of momentum right now if you're the Sasquatch. If you can get out of this inning, you're alive and there's a chance. We'll have to see what the Sockeyes do after letting up 6 in the bottom half of the 5th. Krotz is going to toss it over to first, letting Ryan know that he's there. That is just Jack Ryan's, I believe, 2nd hit of the year. And at the dribbler, he legs out. That one inside, going to be called ball 2. Ryan took off, he goes back. 2-0 count now to Ryder Cutlip. On deck is Grant Carey. That one's the ground ball over to Bachman. Bachman, Crook, over to first. 4-6-3, part 2. The Sasquatch turn 2 and get a big 2 outs for pitcher Gage Crott. And that is a bat that getting a double play off of doesn't happen a lot. Ryder Cutlip goes into a 4-6-3 double play. Oh my God, this team's alive. 2 away.
Now batting for the Sockeyes, number 7,
Jack Clavano replaced Grant Carey at catcher. And he slides into the cleanup spot. That one inside, tried to get him to freeze and the breaking ball started in. Doesn't go out enough. We'll see what Clavano can do after that killer 4-6-3 double play after the leadoff single by Jack Ryan. It looked like they might be able to spark something and get something back. That pitch finds the zone at the 1-1. On deck, it's the pitcher who got the last out of that inning, Austin Takahashi. He's going to be taking over the DH spot. Kaysen O'Neill was pulled from the game. That one misses just low, and it's a 2-1 count. So a zone that was almost shifted a third down to start the game has shifted right back up because that bottom third of the zone has not been called for either team in the last 2 innings of play. Swinging a dribbler off Keegan Weston. Doesn't know where it is. Maybe thought he had a chance to catch it and get a fly out, a weak fly out, but no, it's a 2-2 count with 2 away. Gage Crott trying to get out of his third inning of work. There is stretching going on in the bullpen. Not able to make out a number yet. But here we go. 2-2, 2 away for Gage Crott. Here's the pitch to Clavano. Breaking ball started in, can't get the inner third. A beautiful slider almost froze him. But nonetheless, it's a full count for Gage Crott, the Belfouche product. In a big spot. Full count. Upstairs, fastball just missed at the letters. He walks Clavano over to first. Got that big 4-6-3 double play. Full count walk to Jack Clavano. And now it's going to bring up Austin Takahashi.
Pinch hitting for the Sockeyes, number 1, Austin Takahashi.
It's going to be his only at-bat of the day, as he's going to be relieved next inning by, it appears, a bullpen arm, as there is action going on, so I'd have to assume Sockeyes going to go to the bullpen after this half. They check the runner over at first as Jack Clavano, a catcher, is getting happy feet a little bit over there. Maybe think I try and get in scoring position. Weak dribbler down the first base line, but foul. First pitch is a foul ball and a strike to Austin Takahashi. Takahashi on the year came into the series 0 for 5. Yesterday started at second base. Got a single in the first inning. After that, struck out twice and reached 2 other times on a base on balls and a fielder's choice. 0-2. Gage Crott, an 0-2 count with 2 away, runner on first. His breaking stuff has been great today. God, expect he might go back to it, and he does. It's fouled off. Wasn't a breaking ball, but it was a cutter. Started in on the hands of Austin Takahashi, broke to the middle of the bat, and it's fouled off, and we'll see another one. Maybe try to freeze him with a slider that starts out and just catches the outer third. We'll have to see what he does. He has pitches to play with, and he does. Slider, outer third, bang, froze him. Gage Crott, an absolute beautiful display. 3 innings. He has not allowed a run. He's done exactly what he needed to do. Eat up innings, spark a comeback. It's a 3-run game, bottom 6 right here when we get back.
Do you know the locals' choice for gaming excitement? It's the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort. With new games arriving every month, our selection of slot machines is the freshest in town. You can always find a game with our card tables open 24 hours a day. And parking is free and easy at the Lodge, with the area's largest free parking only steps away from our front door. Enjoy spacious and comfortable gaming at the Lodge at Deadwood, the locals' choice.
Bottom 6 innings, 6 outs left for the Sasquatch. They had 9 outs left, trailing by 9. They got 6 in the 5th. Gage Crott has come in, 4-5-6, 3 zeros. And now Parker Bledgy comes up, gets the first pitch on the inside for a strike. Austin Takahashi remains in the game. They don't go to the bullpen yet. Still an arm getting loose. But Parker Bledgy, a single and a walk with 2 runs scored. Comes up to the plate. That breaking ball just missed. I feel like that one was more of a strike than the one that was called strike 1. The makeup, I have to think, because that one looked like it was the same exact pitch. Started in his body, broke into the heart. But that one caught way more of the zone. That one outside at the 2-1 count. You got Bryson Hoyer, Ryan Bachman due up after Parker Bledgy, and then this is a big spot for the Sasquatch. My goodness, that one finds his own 2-2 to Parker Bledgy. 1 for 1 with a walk, has scored twice, would be a huge spot. He was one of the 6 runs, had to count myself, 6 runs that scored last inning. Breaking ball, almost got a piece of it head, count goes full. Takahashi, that's a tough pitch to miss right there. And now it's a full count. Takahashi struck out looking to end the inning. And this time, dribbler down third base. Saunders going to charge in, trying to make the play. Trouble. He's at first. The play in time got him. Had trouble transferring it and just beat it maybe by a centimeter. Oh, I wish we had video replay here in the Independence League, because my God, that was close. And we're looking at the video right now, and it appears to be that he is out by like a half step. It is extremely close, but nonetheless, one away. Bryson Hoyer comes to the plate. Hoyer 0 for 1, hit by a pitch and walked with a stolen base and a run scored. Hoyer high, fly ball in the infield. Goes out the shallow right, going back and making the play. Almost had a little trouble with it, but nonetheless makes the play is Lance Anderson. There's 2 away. Ryan Bachman comes to the plate.
Now batting for the Sasquatch, number 24, second baseman, Ryan Bachman.
Ryan Bachman on the night, 3 for 3, 3 singles, 2 RBIs and a run. Been unreal. We'll see if he can get on base and spark a 2-out rally. Dribbler to first, gloved and tagged. 1, 2, 3, bottom of the 6th. We go to the 7th. It's still a 3-run game for the Sasquatch. We'll see who goes on the mound. Will it be Gage Crott for inning number 4, or will it be another move to the bullpen? We'll see when we come back right here on Spearfish Sasquatch Live.
Health, we keep going so you can keep going. With advanced orthopedic care, technology, innovations, and treatment. So keep exploring. Keep making memories. Keep going with Monument Health as your partner.
We're down to the last 3 outs for each team. 7th inning of game 1 of the 7-inning doubleheader. Game 2 will take place, right after this one. But man, oh man, it's been a Roller coaster of emotions today at Black Hills Energy Stadium for Sasquatch Nation and Sawtooth Nation back at home. Gage Crott back on the mound for a 4th inning of work, delivers strike 1 like he never left to the leadoff hitter, Ethan He. Gage Crott has been spectacular, and honestly, words can't even describe what he's done. That pitch misses, and it's been ball 1. But this game, it's not a 3-run ball game without this kid right here. Right now has 3 scoreless innings. Trying to get a 4th out of him. They do have arms getting loose in the bullpen in case he is unable to finish. We'll see what he can do. Waves off the sign in a 1-1 count to Ethan He. He 1 for 3. Missed that breaking ball just by a little bit. Doubled and came around to score on a wild pitch in the 1st inning. Part of that 10-run first 3 innings that the Sawtooth Sockeyes had, where we thought this game was over. That one's a line drive over the glove of Ryan Bachman in the center field. Ethan He gets the leadoff single, and we'll have to see how Gage Crott recovers on the mound. Last inning let up a leadoff single to Jack Ryan, then got that ground ball to Bachman, turned the 4-6-3, and in his 1st inning of work, he walked Saunders in the 5th, excuse me, not his 1st inning, 2nd inning of work, leadoff walked and got a double play. We'll see if history can repeat itself right here, but Jack Walker comes to the plate, trying to change that. Jack Walker, on the day in center field, has reached base once and scored on a hit by pitch, has 1 stolen base. Other than that, 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a fly out the center. They check the runner. It's a close play, but Crott checks over. Tag not in time, slides back safely. Kyler Saunders due up to be on deck. Carter Walsh, the 9-hole spot. Actually, it will not be Kyler Saunders. He got relieved. Checks again. It will be Zane Bidwell, due up on deck. That one fouled off. Breaking ball hung a little bit. Runner took off. And he'll have to return to first. It's an 0-1 count. Oh, they're giving him a balk. And Gage Crott has no idea what he just did. And Jarrett Hunt wants a word with the field umpire. He wants a word right now with John Whitcraft, because it looked like Gage Crott came set 110%. Weston gonna have a word with Crott. So the runner advances to second. Ethan He in scoring position, eliminating a traditional double play. Jack Walker still up to the plate now in an 0-1 count. Well, that's an interesting call right there from field umpire John Whitcraft, but nonetheless, man in scoring position. No one moving in the Sasquatch bullpen yet. That one's a ground ball pass. Crott into center field. Grass kills it. Runner will come across. Hoyer's throw will be cut off. It's an RBI single for Jack Walker. Mound visit going to come across, but no arms moving. Maybe go to DJ Van Atten as he's already warmed up. They're going to talk to Gage Crott a little bit. His 1st run given up, he's had a little bit of trouble. Got the ground ball he wanted, but runner already on second. Little past Ryan Bachman, didn't have a chance to go get it. It looks like it's just going to be a routine mound visit to try to calm him down. Still no one moving in that Sasquatch bullpen, maybe just telling Gage to finish it out. As you trail by 4. Looked like you had a chance to come back at the bottom of the 5th, but that goose egg in the bottom of the 6th really hurts if you're the Sasquatch right now. Nonetheless, a lot of momentum going on to get you into Game 3, which is really a must-win game. Came into this series 500, lose 2 straight. You have a team of the quality in the Nebraska prospects coming into town Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Don't miss it. Friday, fireworks and Top Gun night. Saturday, pajamas and movie night. And Sunday afternoon, we will wrap up the 6-game homestand. Last time you can see the Sasquatch for a little bit. After the homestand, they go on a 6-game road trip. Beautiful breaking ball delivered and called a strike. Zane Bidwell playing third base now, replaced Saunders. He's in the game for his 1st AB. Man on first. 1 run already scored in the inning for the Sockeyes. Runner takes off. Weston's throw is a 1-hopper, not in time. It's a stolen base for Jack Walker. He stands in scoring position, and it's a 1-1 count to Zane Bidwell. Sasquatch have not been able to catch anyone stealing. It has been free bags left and right if runners decide to take off. No one has been caught stealing all year for the Sasquatch. Breaking ball high into left field. Vorwall going over to the line. He'll make the play. And Walker will return to second. No tag. It's the first out of the inning. A big first out as Bidwell flies out to Vorwald. Runner stays on second base. Carter Walsh comes up to the plate. 2 singles on the day with a stolen base. Grounded into a 4-6-3 double play back in the 5th. Might be that defensive prowess from the Sasquatch that really tried to spark a comeback where they added 6 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning. But yet they trail. And the story of the game right now, you can see on the scoreboard, not just those 3 innings, but the hit totals. Double the hits. Breaking ball, line drive into center field. Hoyer will make the play. He has trouble with it. A run will score. It's an RBI single from Carter Walsh. And it's a 5-run game once again. Made it interesting, but playing from behind is not fun. Brings up the top of the order. Lance Anderson comes up to the plate. 0 for 4 on the night. 2 strikeouts, 1 swinging, 1 looking. Flew out to right. Struck out 3 times, 2 swinging, 1 looking. That one outside from Crott. A little bit of movement going on right now for the Sasquatch. Noah McCandless is throwing around. An interesting move. Down 5 to throw your star closer when you may need him in game 2. But if he doesn't throw enough pitches, you could just put him back in. Swing and a miss by Lance Anderson. It's a 1-1 count. Walsh over there on first base taking a nice little lead. Might be thinking of trying to go after Keegan Weston one-hopped one over to Ryan Bachman, trying to catch Jack Walker. Crott will check him. Getting back there safely. Looking to get Lance Anderson on his 4th strikeout of the night. Got to think right now, if you're head coach Larry Price, Lance Anderson might not be in the lineup in game 2. Grounds over to Bledgy. Bledgy over to second to Bachman. He can't make the pick. It's into right field. Runners are going to advance to third. It's runners on the corners. An error for Parker Bledgy, a very rare error, and Lance Anderson reaches for the first time. Carter Walsh goes over to third. It's runners on the corners. Jack Ryan up to the plate now. Still 1 out. It's a 5-run ball game. 12-7. It was a 10-0 game. Sasquatch get 1 in the bottom of the 3rd, 6 in the bottom of the 5th. But since then, a goose egg in the 6th really hurt, and now in the 7th, the Sockeyes have added 2 more to their lead. It was a 3-run game. Looked like you might have a chance, especially down 3, runners on the corners with Dylan Ritchie up, but a ground out ends that threat, and now an 0-1 count to Jack Ryan. The right fielder came in to replace Seth Ryberg. That one in the dirt. Weston keeps it in front of him. Runner over at third, creeping in. Carter Walsh maybe trying to get Weston to throw over so he can try to take off. But a very rare error for the Sasquatch third baseman, Parker Bledgy. Almost saw another double play. Would have been the 4th double play. Runner takes off the second. Weston doesn't elect to throw. And runners are in second and third. McCandless starting to go into some real pitchers. And we'll see a 1-2 count to Jack Ryan. Runners on second and third with 1 away. Trying to keep it within reach a little bit. It's 5. Now it's grounded over. Past the glove of Naylor. Bachman makes the play. No one covering the bag. It's an RBI single for Jack Ryan, and this one is about over. Looked like they had a chance to come back, and Austin Takahashi shut that one down on the mound, coming in and getting Dylan Ritchie out. And it's back to a 6-run game. Ryder Cutlip back up, grounding to a 4-6-3 double play back in the 6th. One of the plays that looked like the Sasquatch could come back. Ended up going to the bottom half and got 1, 2, 3. Ruined all momentum. Cutlip singled twice and walked back in the 3rd. Since then has not reached in his 1 plate appearance, hit into a 4-6-3 double play. Runners in the corners with a 1 away, looking to get out of the inning. Out one outside, Weston pops up. It has been, I made the comment earlier in this inning, it has been a roller coaster of emotions this game for both fan bases. And that comment still stands. It's been a roller coaster. Up 10-0. You see 6 runs get added and a little momentum as that one's fouled off that the Sasquatch picked up from Gage Crott going 1, 2, 3 in 3 innings straight. But the Sockeyes regroup, and they got 3 right on the top of the 7th with a chance to add more. The 4th run of the inning standing 90 feet away. The 5th, 270 over at first. And the 6th, standing at home. Check the runner over at first. Anderson. Antsy over there at third base. Might be looking to take off next time Crott checks. Try to time it up perfectly. Jams him. Foul ball once again. It goes 1-2 with one away. Looking to get a big first out on Ryder Cutlip, a guy who had the Sasquatch number for the first 3 innings. Since then, has not really. We'll do it again. 1-2 with one away. Gage Crott trying to just get out of the inning. That breaking ball missed. Count goes even at 2s. Bullpen just watching. Noah McCandless sitting down. Colton Bagshaw behind him. Brian Rosales joins him. Have to see if they turn to that bullpen as the count goes full. McCandless is loose. Bagshaw looks like he's stretching, starting to get loose, but down 6 now. I don't know if you go to one of your pitchers that you usually go to when you have a lead and you want to maintain it. That one drilled right field, an RBI single for Ryder Cutlip. His 3rd single of the game. Jack Ryan goes to 2nd. And Lance Anderson, who reached on an error by Parker Bledgy, comes across to score. Ryder Cutlip, his 3rd single of the day. He is now 3 for 4 with a walk. And head coach Jarrett Hunt coming off the mound. See if he motions over to the bullpen. That's going to be it for Gage Crott. An excellent 4th, 5th, and 6th. The only reason this team even had a chance to come back in this one. Gage Crott was absolutely spectacular. Lets up 4 in the 7th. Nothing to hang his head about. The only reason this team had a chance. Absolutely spectacular performance from Gage. He goes out to the outfield to take over right field. DJ Van Atten's going to come to the plate. We'll be back right here on Spearfish Sasquatch Live. New pitcher on the mound for the Sasquatch as they try to get to the bottom of the 7th. It was a 3-run game coming to the top of the 7th. The Sockeyes looked like they had no momentum going their way. They had 4 runs with the potential to be more. DJ Van Atten, the right fielder, and the big righty bat for the Sasquatch onto the mound. Misses that one inside to Clavano. Clavano walked in his last at-bat. Came in to replace Grant Carey, the catcher. That one upstairs, Van Atten having a little bit of location troubling. Just trying to get out of the inning and get to game 2. It was a 3-run game. You thought maybe if you can get out of this one with no runs, you can try to spark a comeback. That one upstairs, the 4-pitch walk. Bases are loaded now with 1 away for Austin Takahashi. Takahashi struck out looking to end the 6th inning. A pitch that, an absolute beautiful pitch from Gage Crott that looked like that might be it, that might be exactly what you need. High, fly ball in left field, hooking, foul, and it will be. Going back to that strikeout, it looked like that might be the momentum booster for the Sasquatch. They put up 6 in the bottom of the 6th. Gage Crott comes out, leadoff single, you're a little scared. 4-6-3 double play, walk, and then strikes out. Takahashi looking. And you're thinking maybe the Sasquatch can come back, but then this inning has just killed every single thought like that. 14-7 lead for the Sockeyes here in the 7th. Takahashi turns on it, fouled on the line, 1-2 count now. Van Atten just trying to get out and trying to eat up the innings so the Sasquatch can preserve their bullpen for not just game 2, but also the 3-game series that they have set for them with the Nebraska Prospects, another travel team in this Independence League that is playing some extremely well baseball. Checks his swing, gets away from Weston. They'll say he tipped it. 1-2 with 1 away. I believe we're going to see Lance Schaff start, the left-hander for the Sasquatch, here in game 3 later, 30 minutes after the conclusion of this one. Redrag the field, reline the field, and we'll get it. Takahashi swings in the dirt. DJ Van Atten gets his first strikeout in a Spearfish uniform. Big second out of the inning, and it brings up Ethan He. Singled to lead off the inning. They have hit around once again.
Now batting for the Sockeyes, number 22, Ethan He.
Ethan He up to the plate now with bases loaded, 2 away after DJ Van Atten strikes out Austin Takahashi, who maybe they give the ball back to and let him go another inning of work. He takes a big swing at that one and strikes out. And DJ ain't blowing you away with velocity. I mean, I just think he was sitting on, saw a fastball, thinking it moves a little bit quicker. 0-1 count for Van Atten, a little smile on the mound. Now they're playing really close to the line. Same with Bludgy over at third. That breaking ball drops in. A beautiful curveball, and it's an 0-2 count, 1 pitch away from just going to the bottom half. And seeing what you got before game 2 of the day and game 3 of the series. Trying to avoid the sweep. Swung on, ground ball past the glove of Van Atten to Bachman. Bachman corrals it, throws the first, ends the inning. Van Atten comes in, gets the 2 straight batters retired. We go to the bottom half of the 7th. Sasquatch trail by 7, 14-7. The Sockeyes offense has been unreal. 17 hits and 14 runs. In their defense, only 1 error. We'll be back right here on Spearfish Sasquatch Live.
When you venture to Spearfish in the Black Hills of South Dakota, you'll find rugged hiking and biking trails, extreme rock climbs, and views that will take your breath away. Plan a Spearfish vacation and come find your adventure. Spearfish, my great place in South Dakota.
Bottom of the 7th inning, the Sasquatch. It's out of reach at this point, it seems. 7-run lead. Was 3 to enter the 7th inning after 6. And now it's 7. 4 runs in the top half. The Sockeyes looking to close it out. They put in Wade Duncan, the right-handed reliever from Northwest Nazarene, has appeared twice, 3 innings, 6 strikeouts, no runs. Looks like could be their star closer, closing out a 7-run lead. An interesting decision. But with the way that you had a big lead and threw some arms that may not throw a lot in the 5th, and it made it close. No risks are being taken by Larry Price. Gage Crott leading off the inning, the reliever that kept this team in the game. 3 scoreless innings before the 7th when he left them in, trying to get one more out of him and squeeze any baseball he had left for the day. And he left. Fouls off the first pitch. We'll recap the game here shortly here in game 1. We'll recap it right about now. The Sasquatch, 4 runs in the first, 4 runs in the second, and 2 runs in the third for the Sockeyes. 10-0 lead. Sasquatch fight back, get 1 run in the bottom of the 3rd, and it looks like it's over. But then in the bottom of the 5th, 6 runs come across the board. Ryan Bachman with 3 singles on the day, excuse me. Absolutely unreal. 3 singles, 1 run. That one line drive right into the glove. Gage Crott is retired for the first out of the bottom of the 7th, and now 2 outs remain.
Now batting for the Sasquatch, number 6, Jack Naylor.
4 runs on the top of the 7th is the difference in this one. Jack Naylor comes up to the plate. He walked and scored in his last plate appearance in the 5th inning. Part of the big 5th inning, that breaking ball misses from Wade Duncan. Game 2 will begin shortly after the ending of this one, of game 1 here, the doubleheader. 30 minutes about, time to redrag and reline the field. We will start a new YouTube stream, so don't be freaked out at home as Naylor rips it to short, and it's caught. Line drive out to Ethan Hay, 2nd out of the inning, down to our last life. DJ Van Atten comes up to the plate. 0 for 3 on the night. 2 strikeouts, both swinging. As I was saying, game 2 shortly after this one, 30 minutes. And we will get a new stream as Van Atten goes out to center field, and that should do it. Going back, takes a few steps over the shoulder, and it's caught by Walker. Game 1, Sockeyes win 14-7. 17 hits for the Sawtooth lineup, an offensive display. And they walk away with a series win, trying to complete the sweep. We'll be right back here at Black Hills Energy Stadium or on Spearfish Sasquatch Live for Game 3 of the series. Game 2 of the day shortly. A new stream will pop up in about 15 minutes for that one. We'll be back. Join us for Game 3 or come out to Black Hills Energy Stadium. I'm Sean Massa, and as always, thank you for making me a part of your Thursday afternoon, and I hope to be a part of your Thursday night shortly.